Yo, you tuned in to Guerilla Cross Radio.
Yo, what's up, and welcome to another episode of Unnamed Sports Show right here on Guerilla Cross Radio, streaming live from downtown Las Vegas on Fremont Street. I'm your host, Quan59. We have a big show for you today. A lot going on. NBA playoffs, NHL hockey playoffs. We're going to be talking about that a lot. Mainly one series, though, Josh. Don't get too excited.
Yeah, slow down.
Oh, don't worry. I'll work myself into it.
You will. We have our bad rap segment that we're going to be doing today as well.
Oh, boy.
It's going to be good. It's going to be really good. I'm your host, Quan59. I got my man, Steve. Plug your iPhone into the wrong computer and make us start the show late. Huff in the building. What's good?
Oh, man. What's up, man?
You got to
It's
come
all
up with it
good.
better than that. You almost broke the computer.
Come on, man.
You have to be a little wittier than that, Steve.
That's got to be the only computer that will shut off when you plug something into the USB port. That's, I don't know. That's a little suspect. But I take full
We have a
responsibility.
schizophrenic unit back here. Look, if we shake the table, things can go left.
I think everyone knows not to just randomly plug a USB into someone's computer, though. Isn't that like a rule?
Yeah, you don't do that.
Yeah, you don't just drop it in
We don't know
somebody
what
else's
you have
computer.
on yours, and you don't know what he has on it.
Home court
Look,
advantage.
it
Home
was-
court advantage.
Fair point.
Fair point. I take it. I'll take it.
And
I won't argue with it.
somebody that did get here on time, just in time, Josh Williams, repping the Caps. Very excited. We had the game on for him when he walked in. Actually, we had to turn it. But what's good, man? You made it. Caps won.
I was so ready to be sad for this part. I was like, all right, I have my sad
I was ready for you
voice.
to be sad.
I was no, not even
That's
about the
no
Caps
faith in
game.
your team, bro.
No. This had nothing to do with my Caps fan. I was gonna be sad because we're like 50 days
you're
out
late.
from the World Cup, and we ain't even gonna talk about soccer. See, but my Caps won, so the sadness of realizing that I'm perfectly fine.
Listen, if Team USA had a team, we could talk about soccer. Since they don't, we're not talking about soccer.
Women do.
Pulisic, it would have been really exciting to see Pulisic on that stage.
Thanks, Desiree, for letting us know you're
Pulisic?
not going to make it.
Pulisic?
No, Christian Pulisic.
Pulisic.
Mm-mm. That's not how the commentators say it.
I see in those types of names, it's always itch.
Pulisic.
Yeah, they're wrong.
Look, that's how they say it. Cause look, when I first saw his name, I was like, Pulo? Like I didn't know, so I had to wait for them to say it, and I was like, oh, that's how you say it's one of those names. So,
And the longest introduction, Death Star Dave wearing the Death Stars on his shirt and hat right now. What's good? You got here really early.
I did get here real early. I came
Chair
straight over from the
stealer.
strip. Chair
mean-
stealer. When
Chair
I'm here, this
stealer.
is my chair.
chair stealer.
My chair when I'm here.
Oh.
If you want it, you beat me here for it.
Look here, man.
You ain't willing to do
can't-
that.
I can't beat.
Put in that work.
I can't beat Quad here to the studio.
Listen,
Look, I did it for a
I
little
did
bit,
not
but
beat
it's
Quan
tough.
here.
Project Neon shut
Project
that down.
Neon, that's what did it. If it wasn't for Project Neon, you had a shot.
I did.
but wait a minute.
Flap those wings, Williams.
Project Neon's only been going on for a couple months. You've been late for a year.
Oh, there you go. Hey, look, there were some episodes where Dave was sitting there or here, and I won.
It was like twice.
No, that happened like a good
Three times.
Maybe about 8. I'm feeling more
There
not
like
was
sure
one
about
time, and one of those times was a time I didn't even think I was going to make the show, period. And like last second,
You
like I
still
can
got
make
here.
it over.
He was so mad, too, because he didn't think you'd be here.
I know. I was like, wait a minute. How did he? No.
I could have been
I
later.
thought I could just chill.
Yo, if you want to call us up and talk to us tonight at any time, you can hit us up 702-608-3259. If you're watching on Facebook Live, the number is on the screen. And we want to thank everybody for tuning in. And if you're listening to the podcast, please continue to listen. And we definitely appreciate all the feedback we've been getting from multiple people. Even if you don't comment on Facebook or call us up, we see you. You know what I'm saying?
All 5 of you. You guys are doing a great job.
I mean, we got 7 in right now. You know what I'm saying?
No, look,
No,
listen,
people pop in, man.
we've
I got
been
people.
doing
I
pretty
got
good.
people chiming in these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, we got to get Dave out there. Everyone wants to
Exactly.
see Dave.
No, I don't know about that.
Everyone asks
Nobody
me
wants to
about,
see Dave.
Look, well, they love hearing Dave.
Yeah,
And we're trying
Here,
another
maybe.
primetime show. You know, we're trying these primetime. Next week, we will not be on primetime. There's no vote in the chat group. Next week will be an afternoon show because there's an important movie coming out that I have tickets to.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Please don't spit on the $100 mic.
Can we do Tuesday?
I'm glad you're on the cheaper mic.
Can we do Tuesday?
We'll do
primetime?
Tuesday night. Yeah.
That's fine.
That's perfect. Yeah,
You
that
just spit on the microphone, the Shure SM58 that I've had since 2001. And you just spit all over it. Like literally spit on the mic.
That's an OG
It's,
mic.
not, it's all right.
You're
It
still
did not.
dribbling.
It did not. Look, I got dribble on my mouth. Trust me. I kept it in. I kept it here.
Why was that so funny?
That was funny. You were dead serious about your Avengers.
Hey,
Infinity Wars.
Hey, I got my tickets for Friday morning. I got the 9:30 a.m. show.
Oh, I got 7 p.m. Thursday.
wow, 9:30.
9:30 a.m.
You know,
South
the
Point.
movie theater was
All
open
of
at
you should be
9:30.
ashamed because all you have to do is just walk to the Eclipse Theater and it won't be sold out. Like, and you can have the best viewing experience of your life. Except it's no IMAX. So there's that.
And it's $30.
Yeah, I know, right? It costs
Yeah,
more.
and IMAX.
I support black businesses like Starbucks, but
IMAX shows are the ones that are
Look.
bought out. Like you're in the front row
Yeah.
on IMAX if you bought.
Oh,
I bought
that's-
my
that's
tickets
the
today.
worst.
I got kids, bro. I can't be dropping $30 a ticket.
Touche.
You know what I'm saying?
My
What?
kids
But-
don't even care to go.
What?
They don't. My kids. They don't
Come
care about
on.
movies,
Come
man.
on, Dave.
Dave.
They'll watch it eventually.
What about the driving? I think we talked about that. You don't really do the driving either, do you?
No.
Man.
Not the safest drive-in in America for whites.
What? That driving is fine. You stay in your car, Quan. Nobody's coming
Hopefully.
around knocking. Hey, dog, get out the car. Like that never
Hopefully.
happens.
I got
dog.
some good
Stop.
old.
Alright,
I
Stop.
got some good old
Google it.
driving
Google
stories,
it.
But I'll show
Google
you
it.
another
Don't
time.
even put that out there.
Google it,
okay?
Josh.
That is the not look.
Listen, it's by the Fiesta. It's on
Yeah.
Rancho and Cary. It's actually Smoke Ranch, but Cary just sounds more dangerous.
I've always had such a good time at the drive-in.
You know what?
well,
You know what's funny? Like
depends on who
black,
you're with.
Yeah, black people have no issues at this movie theater. Like I've been to that drive-in plenty of
At
times.
least 50.
I've never even seen an issue.
I've never
happening.
even seen an argument.
Yeah, like but white people, if you ask white people, it's people getting shot and stabbed there every single night.
They shouldn't
Like
be doing
it's a
that.
dead body there right now. They cleaning it up before the movie starts. Like you just
No,
He
it's
got
while the
stabbed
movie's
in
going. You
intermission.
just don't know about it.
Listen, I asked them if I could use the bathroom at the drive-in. They wouldn't even let me use it. They didn't think I was watching a movie.
Hey,
well.
hey, man, you
See,
look
I never had a
homeless.
problem with the drive-in. But
Hey, how's it feel to be discriminated against, Quan?
listen,
I'm
I
sick
was
of it.
I was in the box
I'm
at the
sick of this stuff.
I was in the box at the Texas when somebody pulled a gun in the middle of the theater.
I don't go
really?
to Texas.
No, I look. I
Yeah.
do remember you.
Man.
Remember
We're like,
when,
we can't see this. What's going on down in front? And they're like, somebody pulled a gun. It's like, all right, you can stand up and go.
You can't have it.
Yeah.
No, do you remember when the people were dressing up like Bane during Dark Knight and were killing people?
What?
Y'all don't
You're
remember
talking. No.
There was
Somebody
one dude
one
shot up
dude
the-
shot up a theater in Dark Knight, right?
Yeah.
It was not dressed as Bane. It was the Joker.
Well, anyway, it was during Dark Knight. Or
Man.
one
Hey,
of them.
what-
Anyway,
I know it wasn't a black guy did it.
I don't remember
that,
that.
no.
Either way,
No, they were too busy
it
shooting
was
up their
no, it
neighborhoods.
was like 2 days later.
Whoa.
I'm so done. 2 days later, I went to see the
They
movie.
paid for a ticket,
and
not watching the
somebody,
movie.
and somebody like went to the front and like stood in the middle of the screen and was like in all black and like, yeah, I was definitely leaning towards that exit. Like I
Oh,
was
wow.
like definitely ready to jump over the rail if anything.
Yeah, that's
was left.
crazy, man.
Yeah.
I almost
Yeah.
said something real terrible as a joke. But
What were
I'm glad
you
I kept it in.
Dave, we're not live. We'll edit it out for the podcast.
Yeah, we are live.
Hey,
Oh my.
I know
goodness.
better.
Yeah, well, you're live
Here's-
on mine.
I am the only real white person here.
Please,
Come on,
you
you
almost
don't
made
count.
Josh spit on the mic again. That's 2 spits. One more spit, this chain is going around your neck earlier than usual.
It's mine.
Man.
Josh, why don't
Oh.
you just start with the chain on?
Oh, hey, look, I should after diverting us to West Wind Theaters.
right.
Yo, if you're watching on Facebook Live, please share the live post
Oh, man.
for us. If you're watching the replay, please share the replay also. If you're watching the replay live, you got issues. Things we aren't going to talk about today on Unnamed Sports Show. We're not going to talk about Lance Armstrong and his. He agreed to pay $5 million to settle his lawsuit about lying a lot.
Good stuff.
$100 million
He's
one
got,
too.
He's got it.
It was
good
going to be
business.
$100 million, so he got it down to $5 million. Hey, he sold at least $5 million Live Strong bracelets. He's fine.
That's winning.
Something else we're not talking about today is baseball. anything that has to do with it.
Too early.
It's way too early. Nothing good's happening. J. Cole's album is dropping tomorrow. We're not going to talk about that either. It's going to be
I wouldn't
overhyped.
know anyway.
All the J. Cole, heads are going to be going crazy. He's going to be saying the greatest things ever. They're going to overhype it. Shout out J. Cole. And we're not going to talk about anything that has to do with 420 or smoking weed tomorrow or weed parties or Snoop Dogg and his gospel album where he's probably going to be smoking weed everywhere promoting his gospel album.
Wait a minute.
And we're not going to talk about that.
Snoop Dogg has a gospel album?
Number
Where
one,
have
number
you
one
been?
gospel
We're not-
album in the
we're-
country, bro.
I'm done.
Hey.
Don't drink.
Hey,
Keep it in.
Listen,
hey, you're gonna need something stronger than that water, man.
Put the cap back on
Listen.
that bottle.
Let me tell you, baby.
Y'all can't be doing this to me in mid-show.
Hey, man.
I gotta know what's coming.
Hey, trust me. When I found
You're
that
not
out,
Trace Amigos.
when I,
Here, drink this instead. You're going to need this,
I
listener.
need something a little stronger.
Listen, we can't promote this on the show, but it's Three Amigos. I said Trace because I just figured it's
Still-
Spanish. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you're fancy.
It's the number
Nice.
3.
Yeah.
But a client gave this to me. I don't drink.
You don't drink at all?
No.
You know what? We did talk about that at the game. I remember that.
Yeah.
I was like, let me go get you a drink. He was like, some water. I was like, water?
This guy, I can't take him anywhere with me.
Daggone party poop?
So we have tequila in the studio. I called it vodka last night, and the Mexican girl that I was with was like, there's no way if it's Amigos that it's vodka. It's tequila. I'm like, my bad. It's alcohol.
Hey, Tito's
So-
is vodka. Hit her with that one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
That
so,
star going right
the
through
more
the
you
sky.
know, baby.
so that's everything we're not talking about today. But we are going to jump into NHL hockey, Vegas Golden Knights. This segment is brought to you by pizza because pizza tastes so good.
Ooh.
Oh, I didn't want that, Steve. We'll edit that out of the podcast.
That's okay, man. I won't
Get
pizza
extra
now.
sound effects. You're just happy that we got sponsors for every single one of these segments.
I'm just happy to be here, baby.
Just happy
Baby.
to be
I'm just
alive.
happy to be
You called
here.
me baby.
Yep.
Wow.
Black people call you baby, man. It's not like it's just a term of endearment, like my friend, my brother. Baby.
Smell it through the bag, baby.
That's it, man. That's
I'll take it.
Monique.
I'll
No,
take
not
it.
you.
There it is.
Okay,
He gets it for calling me baby.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
fine.
And then explaining why. As we're about to talk about the Vegas Golden Knights. I'm so
Oh.
hyped up.
Oh, man.
Vegas Golden Knights swept the Los Angeles Kings. Kings fans are going crazy, by the way. And we're actually going to read some tweets from Kings fans in a minute. But I want to get your guys' take on this. They weren't expecting to go to the playoffs. They were expecting to be the worst team in the league, an expansion team. A year ago today, how many players did they have on their team, on their
Zero.
roster?
Zero.
Zero.
Not one.
Zero. Not a one.
0. They came in, did a lot of damage in the regular season, got to the playoffs, and swept the Los Angeles Kings, who a lot of people are, trying to make it a rivalry already.
Well, no, it is. They're divisional. They're divisional rivals.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really have a rival after 1 year.
Not until they start having some playoff battles. So this was the first chapter in a potential rivalry.
And honestly, as far as any 7-game series in any sports is concerned, this was actually a really good 4-game series.
Yeah, I mean it was.
All the games were super
it's
close.
No, they were tight.
It's a 4-game march. The Knights scored 7. The Kings scored 3.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they won by the slimmest actual possible margin you can.
And listen, I
in a
didn't think
swept
back in the
series.
day when I, used to watch hockey a little bit, only during the playoffs, that low-scoring games were any good. I always wanted to see high-scoring games, but watching Quick and Fleury go at it, and just
Heart attacks.
dude, it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Well, actually, you know what? I was literally just thinking about this earlier because the Capitals game on Tuesday was so much more heart-wrenching because it was so wide open. And, when Ovechkin first showed up and he was really young, really fast, we were winning 5-4.
Yeah.
So I was oh, this is so exciting, all these goals. But today, I'm like, you know what? I'm cool with 2-0. I'm good. Because as a fan, once you really understand the game, it's a lot easier to take those games than when it's wide open and you don't know if your goalie can stop anything.
Yeah.
He can't keep
Yeah.
nothing out.
Yeah.
Then it's all right, who gets the last chance?
Right.
And, you know what I mean? And
Yeah, just a shootout.
yeah,
Yeah,
I don't.
whoever-
I'd
right.
rather it be tight, especially in the playoffs. The
Yeah.
playoffs are built for it to be tight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every missed opportunity is it's you really get into it. I feel like you get into it a lot more.
Now, Dave, how do you feel being in Vegas, being out here for a long time, having this
and
excitement.
also
'cause
hating the city of Los Angeles and the Kings and everything. I love it.
and we haven't felt this excitement in Vegas since '91. You know what I'm saying? When the Rebels were at the peak of
yeah, no. I mean, listen, it's to a high level. People are packing out every bar in town when it's on a road game and stuff like that. And all you Kings fans, everybody crying. Go back to crying about the fact that you can't afford Laker or Clippers tickets. That's the only reason you're Kings fans.
No, hey, those no.
There's no real hockey fans.
Listen,
There are no real Kings fans. Get
no,
out of here.
There's real King fans.
Nah.
The Kings have won 2
Nope.
Stanley Cups.
They have.
Have you ever
And
looked
guess
up
what?
Clipper
And guess
tickets?
what?
They're cheaper.
Yeah, guess what? Every one of those people would
Thank
die
you.
for Laker tickets.
That's not true.
They would give away those tickets in a heartbeat to watch the Lakers go to the lottery every year.
Listen.
Kings fans are fakes.
I can't even come
Kings
back
fans
when
are
you're gonna
fakes. Come
throw
at
those
me.
kind of jabs.
Come at
You
me.
start throwing jabs at
You're
the
all
end.
fakes. You're
Oh
all
my
fakes.
God. No,
OKC's won one more game than Lakers in the playoffs.
Listen,
Hey,
listen.
still one more.
listen.
One more game than the Kings too.
Listen, Wayne Gretzky made a lot of Kings fans.
Yeah,
He-
and they
he
all went
create-
away as soon as he left.
No, but look, he was there.
I stuck around until we got a team.
He was there. He was there for a long
Really?
time.
Could you name a Kings player last season?
No.
Then
I
you ain't a
didn't-
fan. Get out of here. Yeah,
Jonathan
you-
Quick.
You know what that makes you? A Kings fan. Because they don't know anything
Oh,
about
that's
anything.
horrible. They have
Won 2
some
cups recently. Maybe they could name Quick. I guarantee you they don't name anybody else.
I have a former King. Well, I don't even have him anymore. He left last year. But the Wizards.
You paying the
Wizards,
salaries?
The Caps. Justin Williams. Justin Williams actually was the King that won their first Stanley Cup. He was the one that got the Game 7.
You only know like his first initial's J and his last name's Williams.
No, because he was on the Caps for 3 years, and he was Justin Williams, and he was amazing. He used to take funny team pictures, and his hair would be jacked up on purpose. Like I love Justin Williams. Don't
Well,
blame
it's
me.
great to see the Kings out. It's great to see the Ducks out. I mean, it's fantastic. You gotta love it.
Wow.
Yeah.
All these
It's all right.
garbage fake
I didn't-
fans, they're gone.
Man, the Ducks have some good fans too.
What?
Dave, who's your hockey team
Yeah,
before
really.
the Golden Knights came?
Sharks.
Yeah, all right. So the
So
Sharks.
I hate the Kings and Ducks already.
Oh, well, then
it's built in.
that's why his hate is there.
It's built in.
Okay, that's understandable. I'll leave you be. Fair.
All right, so how do you feel about this next series, Knights and Sharks?
Ooh. Well, I mean, I think the Sharks are a tough team. The Knights are 3-0-1 against them this season. You have to feel okay, especially the way that Fleury's playing. But if their offense doesn't pick it up, they're not gonna get past the Sharks, let alone further.
But at the same
can't
time, their
keep scoring that
offense,
low.
Jonathan Quick was the reason their offense
Jonathan
wasn't
Quick
picking
was
it
amazing.
up. He was, because there were so many shots that didn't get through that could have easily got through.
Quickie was on it.
Definitely.
He played out of his mind.
He was on
Definitely.
it.
So everyone
Yeah.
complaining about, Knights only got 7 goals the whole series. It's
Yeah,
like,
what-
look, that was great goaltending
That's a tough-
by both
That was a
goalies.
tough 7
What
goals.
were the
That's-
what were the
yeah.
the fans saying? What were the King fans?
I'll pick up some of those. I'm trying to find the tweet that I had. With
Yeah,
them, but-
I was watching this.
Rudy Gay.
I was watching a couple of these games in this.
You really what?
Rudy Gay. It was a nice
Oh.
dunk.
In this series, and people were saying some of the stuff that they were saying pretty much all season long, which is, yeah, the Knights are good, but in the playoffs it's a whole different animal, which is what everybody says
That's what
about
I said.
every team, right? And so they scored 1 point to win the first game,
Yeah, it was 1-0.
right? And then the second game went to double overtime, right?
I think.
Yeah.
And it
like
was it 2-1 or 3-2 the
2-1.
final game? 2-1.
something like
right?
that. It was tight.
The next
So-
game was 3-2,
Yeah, the following game was 3-2 and then
1-0.
1-0. I mean, when you see that, at the end of the day, they continue to keep doing enough to win. And I am new to hockey. In the past 2 or 3 years, I've watched more games than I've ever watched in my entire life, as far as hockey goes. So seeing this team play, watching other teams play, like, I don't know what makes each player great, but I do know it seems like doesn't matter who we have out on the ice, it's almost as if they're playing against the same team. Like, there never seemed like a point where a couple players went out and all of a sudden the Kings got some advantage.
Well, that's,
You know what I mean?
Well, that's what we've talked about all year. That was what I have to pull it up so I can actually know what goaltender said it. They have a team full of twos.
Okay.
They don't have
Yeah.
a great line. Like when you look at the Caps or you look at the Kings, they have their star line. They have their one line.
Right.
And then basically from there they have, different lines that some games they might be up, some games they're your weakest line.
And so
The Knights don't have that. They have 3 to 4 just very, very good lines.
and the guy who scored that goal in that overtime, the second overtime, I think somebody told me, I don't know if it's true or not, but somebody told me he was from the fourth line.
Okay.
Yeah. In a double overtime.
Yep.
And to me, it's like my first thought is the fourth line. Okay, so he is not even near the top of as far as being a star player.
But what I will say about the fourth line, because my fourth line actually just won game 2 in double overtime.
Okay.
The fourth line, they're the greasy guys, and greasy in hockey is like the ugly goals. They don't get sexy goals. They get the goals that are like. Where they're chopping.
Well,
and
hey, that goal was pretty sexy,
people.
baby. It looked like
it was
one
nice.
mixtape of hockey.
Goal?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
was out
it
there.
wasn't too crazy, but it was. I was watching it live,
Yeah.
and when they said go, I was like, how did it go in? What just what happened? We watched the replay 2 or 3 times,
They still couldn't figure it out.
and then it was like, oh, wow, man, that was a great shot,
Yeah.
And this is me watching as a new fan, seeing some of the greatest moments probably in at least so far in Knights history.
Yeah,
It's just the first year, you know what I mean? So
history is in the making.
right, so these things are, to me, this is super exciting, but it's, I'm not a big, like, I don't need the score to be, I guess in hockey, like 7-5 is high scoring. You know what I mean? Like super high scoring.
That is a monster.
Yeah, that's right. That's crazy.
Look, like 4. Once you get to 4, it's like,
4,
oh man, it's a lot of goals today.
But because I recently told you guys I am a soccer fan, and I get a kick out of seeing the game happen, and sometimes seeing people almost score or
just
shots on goal. Right, it's just as exciting as them actually scoring. You know, so to see a game like
Except
this,
when it's
where,
your team.
right?
When it's your
course,
team, it's like mother, like, get it in the net. Like
so to see these goalies continually make stops, and it's just like, man, you know what I mean? It's very exciting.
If you actually pick up the Knights and you actually really start to cheer for them and know the team, that's gonna cease to be exciting. like literally, my heart will be in my chest. Like, yo, the other team's gonna score now, because like literally, like you, it's weird because hockey, there's almost like little rules in hockey.
Yeah.
Like there's, how there's unspoken rules in baseball. There's unspoken rules in hockey. Like basically, if you go on a 5-on-3, which means that you got 2 penalties in a penalty, so we have a 2-player advantage to score on the power play.
Right.
If we don't score, the other team's gonna almost immediately score.
Okay.
Like because the other team gets so much juice off of killing off that double penalty.
Yeah, okay.
They like almost it's like almost always happens.
Right.
And so there's little things that, like, when you start to really know the game, you'll be like, they're about to score. Like, it's about to happen. Like when you can't clear your zone, like if it takes like a minute to clear the zone, I'm like, we about to give up a goal. And it ain't even about to be Braden's fault. Like, you know what I mean? It's just little stuff. So
it was even at the end of that double overtime game, you start to see probably within 2 or 3 minutes of the goal being scored, all of a sudden, the Knights are just taking shot after shot after shot.
Yeah.
As opposed to at first, they're kind of going back and forth, just shot here, shot there. Then all of a sudden, it's shot. And I was just like, man, one of these got to go. You know what I mean? That it's same thing in basketball. I mean, at some point, you just got to keep shooting.
That's called tilting the ice.
Okay.
When the ice tilts, when it feels like nothing that the other team can do can get it out, and it's just constantly back, like it just keeps going back that way.
Okay.
You've tilted the ice.
Hockey slang.
I got you.
Tilted the ice.
You've been watching Hockey Class with Josh Williams and Steve Huff.
Hey man, I got on a jersey. I got to back it up right now.
I was going to give a shout out to Steve's wife, but since he's on the show, she's not watching tonight. But I do appreciate you thinking.
Big fan of the show, not a big fan of Steve.
I do appreciate you thinking we're funny when Steve's not on the show. So big shout out to Steve's wife.
What's your wife's name? So we have to call her Steve's
I don't know
wife.
if you want to put that on the air though. Do you? It's up to you.
Fair enough.
I don't like
right.
putting names without
Yeah,
asking.
I don't know Dave's wife's name either. But all right, how about we like actually get some real names after the show?
Okay.
Me and Quan
Yeah, I
have
can
no
say
one.
my wife's name. I'm not really upset about it.
Yeah.
I'm so done with Dave.
Yeah. I need to talk.
Her
I need to
name's
talk
Sheila.
with.
is
I
her
need
name.
to talk with her first before I tell the world her
Disclose-
You
name.
said you call her
Disclose
Sheila? You said Sheila?
Sheila.
Oh,
Or-
Sheila.
I feel like Dave's wife's name might be Megan. Dave looks like
Oh, Lord,
Dave,
no.
Dave looks
Wow.
like he's married to a Megan.
Dude,
Lindsay.
David
my
and
wife
Megan.
will, my wife will both listen
Lindsay?
to
Lindsay.
and watch this. And buddy, let me tell you, when a 5 foot tall woman just comes at you one day,
You call me Megan?
you've been warned. You've been warned, and I can promise you, you ain't ready.
Oh no! Well, look,
You ain't
Look,
ready. I
look.
can't stop her.
You
Steve can't stop her. No,
Man, Steve,
Lord,
not even
no.
Steve.
Lord,
I can't.
no.
I can't have Lord Goldberg on my side over here.
Nope.
Oh my goodness.
Nope.
Hey, then you know what I mean. I just got to
Megan.
take my shot.
Man.
That's a
Megan.
bad shot.
Well, getting back to hockey, don't drink. Getting back to hockey, your Caps are up tied 2-2.
Tied.
So
tied.
they won. Last game was overtime again, right?
Double overtime.
They've had 3 overtime games?
Three. They had three. They
Wow.
that was, and if we would have lost that game, we would have been. Well, we were the first team ever to lose back-to-back home games in overtime. And then
Wow.
if we would have lost the third, this was the first series to start 3 straight games in overtime,
Okay.
like that. So, womp.
Wow.
But we came back.
Yeah. That was 2-2. I mean, that was a good game tonight. You won, what, 3-1?
No, 4.
4-1.
4. You
And
got
then
the
empty
empty
netter.
netter.
Empty netter. Look, the thing about hockey outside of any other sport, maybe baseball to a certain degree, you got to win 4. So until you win that 4th, it ain't over.
Yeah.
It isn't basketball.
No.
Basketball, you go up 2-0, especially you go up 2-0 on the road.
Well, when
Yeah.
I was
That
a
series
when
is
I
a
was a
wrap.
Kings fan a few years
Like
ago,
the
we saw the
Pelicans
Kings
tonight?
We saw the Kings come back from 0-3
Yep.
a couple times.
A couple
Yeah.
times. I think that was the Stanley Cup
Yeah,
year.
that's the year they won the Stanley Cup. Which was funny because that was the last year I was actually excited about watching hockey the
Okay.
whole time.
You were
And so this year is crazy because I don't like the Kings at all anymore. Because I think I'm not a big hockey fan. I think
but how did you just give them up?
because like I said, I'm not a huge hockey fan. They were just a hockey team I liked.
They were the hockey. You had a hockey moment.
It'd be different if we got an NBA team out here. It would be a struggle between Lakers and the new
No.
NBA team.
You wouldn't cheer for the other team. You would cheer for the
For a
Lakers.
Las Vegas team?
Boy, you lost your mind. If
Bro,
you ever
I am
go,
diehard Vegas.
but
I'm born and raised in Vegas.
But if the
The Lakers have enough fans.
but
They'll
it-
be okay.
But if the but look, the
It'd be a
Lakers.
struggle. I don't know what I would do.
But they would
I
be in
can't
the-
even say what I
They'd
would
be
do.
in the Lakers division though.
Probably.
There's no way you cheer for someone in the same division. That's like me cheering for the Cowboys. I'd freaking slit my throat.
No, that's different. That's not. You have nothing to do with Dallas or the Cowboys. It's not like they were your favorite team.
Shoot. Neither does 90% of DC, but there's a whole heck of a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans in DC that have
Yeah,
yet to
well,
see
they're
the state of
jerks.
Texas. They've never even seen the state
That's
of Texas. You ever
everywhere.
been to Texas?
Yeah.
Nope, never been.
Meh.
Why are you a Cowboy fan? I don't know. Like,
They're America's team.
that is why they're America's team. I hate them.
Yeah.
They are America's
freaking
team.
ridiculous.
Meh.
They aren't.
Yeah.
The Patriots are.
No, they're not.
No,
Listen,
they're not.
The Patriots might be
What?
coming up with it, but here's
Listen,
how you know
listen,
they're America's
You guys
team.
are jumping to segment 5.
because we
Fair
want
enough.
to, Quan.
I'm not going to get into it.
Fair enough.
We'll
come
get
back.
into NFL soon. So go ahead and cap off the Caps series for us.
Oh no, it's not over. We've
2-2.
done.
Yeah, it's
we-
clearly
we've-
not over.
We've at least done our first part. I do not want it to.
I
go
mean,
to
you got the
Game
road
7.
games.
I don't want it to get to Game 7. We have to win the next game to continue to push them.
And
then
5, 6, and 7 in hockey are
same. It's the same. so
Okay, every
it
other
goes,
game.
It doesn't do the it goes 2-3-2
Yeah.
in the Stanley Cup Finals.
okay.
Yeah. So it'll be Game 5 is in DC. Game 6 is back in.
And then the winner of
Columbus.
that series has the winner of the Flyers and Penguins.
Yep.
Yes.
And that series is 3-1.
3-1. Can the
It will be the
Desiree? I was just talking to Desiree on my feed. I was like, yeah, you ain't saying much about the Flyers. That Philly team they didn't get the memo that this is the Philly year. They missed it.
She talks a lot about the birds flying, but that's about it.
Not, ain't no Flyer conversation going on. She's like, yeah, you ain't see me in no Flyer hat. And I was like, oh, all right, fair enough. So
That was a year of Philly.
If the Flyers can at least, I at least need them to extend that series one more game. If they can win Game 5, then I at least can feel better.
And
'Cause-
real quick, in hockey, is it is it important or is it bad to have too much time off like it is in the NBA, or is
No,
it better for hockey
It's
to have
good
time
because remember hockey is football on ice.
off? Yeah.
Like those dudes are hurt. Like by this time of year, like last year.
Plus, you need your goalie rest.
Yeah.
If not,
And
you
they're
got to
running
start
around
bringing your
nonstop.
backup.
Yeah, like last year Ovechkin didn't because they like hockey. They don't say what is injured. They just say lower body
injury,
upper body injury. They don't even say if you got a concussion. They just say it's an upper body injury.
I feel like the Spurs would do that.
Yeah, if allowed,
They could.
if allowed for sure. But yeah, Ovechkin last year had like a broken leg. He like was playing on a broken leg
Really?
for like literally like the last 2.5 weeks of the season. And it's like, yo. So yeah, I
Wow.
mean like you need rest.
Yeah.
You definitely need rest. Too much rest, you get a little rusty. But if you could get an extra 2 days, they're not
Yeah.
upset.
Yep.
Okay.
So, like I said, the Golden Knights have the Sharks in the second round. They swept Anaheim, which was a little bit of a surprise. I thought that would be a better series. They both had pretty much even records. But, they got swept. So it's going to be the Sharks and Golden Knights, I believe, next Tuesday. Ooh, Dave, I don't know about that night show then. No, we could have the game on here. You could watch hockey without sound for a little
Do they
while.
even have it
For a little
verified?
while.
Have they set the day?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they said next
Because
Tuesday.
I looked at it earlier today and I hadn't seen it.
I don't know if that's
Pretty
set.
sure it was.
Is it?
I thought so.
Theirs might be though because both are on, but usually.
But it's dependent upon the
yeah,
other series.
usually
they won't
they
let
wait.
you start too far ahead.
Yeah, because hockey, like literally, these other games could keep going
Yeah.
for another week and a half.
How much them tickets cost?
Stop.
I know here they're ridiculous.
Stop.
2 something
Oh,
for nosebleed.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah.
In
Oh, you
if
ain't
you want
get- you- I
if
can
you want to
tell
go
you
to
right
San
now.
Francisco,
I can tell you right now, you ain't getting a ticket in San Jose. That
Nah.
that place loves the Sharks.
Yeah.
they
They've
do.
been sold out every year since forever, and those guys they don't sell off their tickets.
well,
you ain't getting Knights fans in that arena.
Wow.
well, StubHub, you might be able to still finagle.
You might be
Don't
able
even
to
try.
able,
Don't even look at it.
you
here.
might be able to get 1% Knights fans in there.
Yeah.
Dude, they don't mess around.
don't
there.
mess
They
around.
love
I was-
the Sharks.
They do something with the
Love
tickets
'em.
here too. I'm not sure if I think she's a season ticket holder.
Well, remember they had
they-
the whole thing where basically they were giving Knights like season ticket holders benefits for not selling their tickets.
That's the thing that she was telling me is
Like
that
Vegas
it's-
benefits?
Yeah, well, basically,
It's-
like if you bought your ticket, they were gonna sell it. Like if you were a season ticket holder, that we were gonna sell you this ticket, basically saying, hey, look, you can't resell it. Like you're not allowed to resell it.
Exactly. That's what. Yeah, and the way they have it, so every ticket is non-transferable.
Yeah.
So you basically have to
Wow.
show your ID with your ticket. So if you're a season ticket holder, they want you at the game.
Yeah.
That sucks if you
Not
can't go and
just-
you want your friend to
Well,
go.
Yeah.
Well, no, but what
they
they
can
do
go,
is they
but you
can-
have to go with them to transfer.
Okay.
It's not even that. They
yeah,
can,
or something like that.
they
yeah.
can transfer you the tickets, but you can't transfer them again. Like the
Oh.
season ticket holders could get tickets. I mean, far cheaper, of course, as you would
Yeah.
expect.
Right.
But also the people who bought into the other tickets, they couldn't sell them.
All
Yeah.
right.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I
Like,
knew it was
you
something
you could
crazy like
snap
that.
up
Yeah.
playoff tickets for extra money and then pass them along for more money.
Right.
You
right.
had
right.
to have them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's a weird little situation.
well, it helps eliminate in some point some scalping. You know what I mean? And it gets actual fans in the seat.
Well,
So if you're there, you definitely want it to be
Yeah.
there. If
Yeah.
you're there, not just somebody who showed up and I can go to a hockey game. Like you know what I mean? So
you're there to
yeah.
watch the game.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
You're not
right.
there just to be a part of the spectacle.
Right.
So
When
we're
they say make
excited
some
about the
noise,
Golden
yeah.
Knights out here in Vegas. We're excited. It's dope. It's fun. It's brought an excitement to the city. Josh hates Vegas Golden Knight fans.
I do.
Explain.
I do, and I can be Dave on this one because
Be Dave.
I've dealt with
Stay in your lane.
Look.
Stay in
My
your
my lane forever changes. My turn signal works.
I'm like a NASCAR oval.
you
One
stay in
direction
one
all the
direction.
time.
Well, for those of us that actually do
souls.
have that actually do have turn signals, yeah, I can maneuver, and yeah, Golden Knight fans suck.
Wow.
And look, I get it. Listen,
I mean, I'm a little offended because, I mean, I
be offended.
just
It's all right.
bought this hat.
It's
And I'm about
I've
to buy me a
had
hat,
the
baby.
shirt all year before the first preseason
no,
game.
I give you that. You have You have had your stuff. You did go
And
out
I paid attention to
support.
hockey. So for the people out there, like mostly Kings fans that are tripping out, like someone called me a bandwagon. There was in a sports group
no
a
bandwagon.
bandwagon fan. It's
There's
like,
no-
how can you be a bandwagon fan of a brand new team?
That's-
If you're like a Buffalo Sabre fan and you live in Buffalo and now
then
you're claiming
Golden
Vegas
Knights,
Golden Knights, that
totally
might be a
different guy.
bandwagon.
Totally different.
But
guy.
if you're born and raised in Vegas or even been in Vegas for a long time, you're excited about hockey.
Yeah.
We don't have to like hockey before the season to be able to be a fan, because I've seen that too, where, oh, you haven't even been. Who cares? There was no reason to be a fan of a Canadian sport beforehand.
It's not a Canadian sport.
Well, it used to be.
It hadn't been a Canadian sport for 30 years.
Well, we don't care. That's how much we don't care. But the fact that we have a team now, we can be excited because we have a team.
Well, look.
So tell us, because I know part of that is why you're mad at us.
It's the
at
fake
us. You don't like me.
It's the fake excitement though. Well, no, and it's not even so much the fake excitement. I don't mind. I'm happy for people that are excited. You know what I mean? You deserve to be excited. But just don't come talking trash to me about my Caps. And you ain't been on this train long enough to be talking.
You know what?
You don't have a toe to stand on with me, brother.
I
Trust me.
I agree with you on that, because there's a lot of people that really started popping up about mid-season.
Oh, your
once they're like,
Caps suck.
oh, they're
It's like-
definitely good. Okay, now I'm gonna pack every bar and I'm gonna pay extra dollars to
Come
go
on,
to games
man.
and
Come on, man. Don't do
I'm
At
me
the
gonna
like
get
same
all
that.
time,
geared
the
up.
bars
I'm
were
fine with
packed
that.
at the beginning of the season.
not like they have.
No, they're rabid now.
But listen,
it's
that's
different.
that's every sport. That's every playoff. I mean, teams or people in the city are more hyped up on their team, like the regular citizen per se is more hyped up when their team's in the playoffs doing good.
Of
That's
course.
every sport.
No, of course.
in every city. So
So people have to just be prepared for
I'm
that.
a donkey
I mean,
on edge right now.
yeah,
I mean, Josh has to deal with the fact that John Wall's own teammates hate him. So I mean, he's got to
Look,
put all
I've
his
got a
love
lot-
and
I've got a
energy
lot.
into the Caps.
No, listen. Like, seriously, Tuesday sucked. Like, I had the Caps game on, I had the Wizards, and I had the Cubs. And the Wizards and the Cubs just didn't show up. And then the Caps were trying to give it away, and I was like, yo, like literally this will be the trifecta of shame. Like, it's gonna be a rough night. And the Caps.
Yeah.
and I
pulled it
felt bad
through.
because I really cursed your team in the chat group. I didn't mean to. I was just really upset that they went into overtime, because I had to watch it on NBCSN, and with them going into overtime, it prolonged my viewing experience for the Golden Knights.
Shout out to DirecTV, because I saw that whole game.
Nice.
Yeah.
And shout out to my Fire Stick. I gets it all.
Wow.
I get it though, man. Like, it's almost like how Seahawks fans popped up, 4 or 5
Oh, that's
years
the
ago.
worst one. That's the worst one.
And
Yeah.
those
That's the worst
fans
bandwagon
are
I ever saw.
probably the most annoying football fans
well,
Yeah.
hold on. They're
in the
gone now.
world.
They don't exist anymore.
Oh yeah, that,
Well,
I,
that's the thing is,
Seahawks fans I know,
They're going to disappear
I
now.
knew
Like,
before the Seahawks were the Seahawks,
trust
Yeah.
me, the Seahawks fans,
they're
you won't
gone.
hear from them anymore.
because they're not
So
Seahawks fans anymore.
their reign is over. The team has been, for the most part,
They
dismantled.
moved to a
So,
different bird.
Yeah, so they'll be
They're flapping
they'll
wings with
probably
Desiree
be
right now.
Eagles fans right now. Yeah.
They're Eagle fans. They're
Right.
Fly Eagle Fly, and it's like, where the hell these Eagle fans
One
come
bird for
from?
another, right?
Yeah.
They were trying to be Falcons fans last year.
And you guys keep
Probably-
skipping to segment 4.
Oh, it feels so good to hear that.
NBA basketball. We're in the playoffs.
Playoffs? We'll talk about playoffs? You kidding me?
Basketball season is here. The real season for the NBA is here. A lot of good things going on right now. The Sixers and Miami Heat. Amazing game tonight for the most part until the end of the fourth quarter. But Joel Embiid is back. I think it's kind of a surprise. Most people thought he wasn't going to be back today.
They said he wasn't going to be back.
And about an hour before the game, they announced that he is going to play.
Surprise.
And he-
Surprise he's going to play.
And he has this mask made by Iron Man.
No, that's MF Doom /
That was doomish.
That
Carlo
is an
Ren.
MF Doom, man.
That was very doomish. And MF Doom dropped a new album. I just found out last week. He dropped the
Really?
album 2 weeks ago. So shout out to MF Doom.
Now I'm just thinking about Joel Embiid talking with the Kylo Ren voice,
Yeah.
with the voice box thing. That would be the best. Somebody put that together. I'm not savvy enough for that.
You could do it, Dave.
No,
You could
I
do
couldn't.
all things.
Through
Thanks.
Christ who strengthens you, Dave.
But listen, I was watching this game. I've watched this whole series. Unlike Josh, I watched NBA playoffs.
Yeah. No shame there.
Regular season.
Philly looks really good. They look like, I was telling Dave when we were watching the end of that game, they don't look like a rookie team. They don't look like a brand new team in the playoffs.
Team full of people that have never been to the playoffs.
Exactly. Ben Simmons' demeanor is nothing like a rookie or a second-year player because he's a second-year player. But he's very calm.
Yeah.
And he's been calm all series. He doesn't make stupid mistakes a lot that you would think a rookie or a second-year player would in his first playoff.
He never gets really that
series.
hyped. He never really, like, even when he makes a big play, like.
And I think that's a good thing. He's never too high, so he never goes too low.
Yeah, you never ever see him, like, really
except
coming
that one
for
time.
anybody.
When he dunked right there on LeBron, he gave LeBron a look like,
I'm here.
My time's coming.
Yeah.
Maybe not today.
I'm the next you.
But this train is never late.
And now with Embiid being back, I think this series is over. Miami, I think, could have competed with them without Embiid. I think both teams have a deep team. They both have a good bench.
But it's a different level of depth because realistically, Miami doesn't have Miami has probably a better. They're better coach.
They don't have the shooters that Philly does.
But they have a lot of pieces, and Spoelstra puts them in a lot of good places. But they don't have the high-end talent.
That was exactly
I
what
don't
I
like.
was saying.
It's
They don't
their-
have that
their
one
best-
more guy.
Their best player is Goran Dragic.
And
Goran
that's
Dragic, as good of a player as he is, and I love Dragic, he's not in the neighborhood of Simmons and Embiid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not at all. And
he's down the street.
Justice Winslow to me is not very good. I don't like watching him play at all. I really don't.
He disappointed me. I thought he was going to be a good player.
Yeah, they definitely.
He's still good on defense, but his offense looks so awkward all the time.
He never really like a lot of guys coming in the league. They come in as those athletes that they hope develop into something else. Like Jerome used to always tell me, like, you have 3 years in the league to figure out your jump shot.
Yeah.
By that third year,
Great point.
you're basically like
You
can
are who
become
you are.
Yeah, you are who you are, or you can become a 3-and-D guy that basically, like, if you get to a certain coach, it's like, all right, stand right here and hit this shot. But like the making things happen off the dribble or pick and roll after you're 25, 24,
not a lot of
ship has
guys.
sailed.
Yeah.
I mean, you add to your skill set and you get better. I mean, because your prime's your late 20s to
Sure,
30.
Sure.
Unless you're LeBron and your prime's still forever. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Prime
there's
still forever.
there's additional things
We'll
there.
see. I don't know.
But there's when you see some of these guys, I that's a great point. It's a great point because if you are who you are, after like season 3 is a great point.
It's about season 3, like season 3.
And yo, we got a Philly fan on the phone right now. My man Simply T from 88.1. What's good, son? We're talking about your Sixers right now, man. I know you're hyped up. I know you've been posting that new logo. That's a brand new logo. I just started seeing on the floor.
Sixers?
Was that wasn't there all year? Was it?
No,
that's the playoff logo.
That came with the Philadelphia.
But I'm excited about the Sixers, man. I am not gonna lie. I could tell with the way the team was shaping up, we were gonna be good, but I didn't think we were gonna be good this fast. I didn't think it was gonna be this quick. But I think with the additions of Ilyasova and Barinelli, I think those are great additions.
Yeah.
Amazing additions.
Yes.
I always thought they were great sleeper players. Like throughout all of Barinelli's career, throughout of all Ilyasova's career with the Bucks.
Yeah.
I always thought he was a great sleeper player. So the additions of them, I think, were great. I feel like it's cool to see J.J. Redick really trying to be the vet.
Yeah.
And just the composure of Simmons and the confidence of Embiid, man. These guys are really coming together and have some real quality chemistry. Now, I think what will really put us over is to get be it a vet with a little bit of juice, like a D-Wade type with a little juice that's willing just to pass on what he knows in preparation for playoffs and things of that nature. But I feel like everything is clicking so well, it's going to be it's going to be hard to find a piece that fits this current situation.
And I'm not sure you even need that, especially in the Eastern Conference. I don't think you necessarily need that.
No.
Cavs right now look like the only competition, which they don't even look like they're playing that great. The East it doesn't look that strong right now.
Nah, and the East were cool, but I'm talking about the face like the Warriors.
Oh, well,
you know what I'm saying?
You need LeBron.
To really. You said what now?
You need LeBron, which you might get LeBron, to be honest.
Now, me and you had a conversation about me and Quan had a conversation about that potential LeBron move to the Sixers, but you were under the impression that you don't feel like LeBron is the type of player that'd be willing to just be there to kind of pass on what he knows to these young bucks to get them ready for that next level. You don't think
I think he could stunt the growth of Ben Simmons.
Simply, look.
Well, except for the fact.
Go ahead.
Just remember, Ben Simmons.
Say in your mic.
Who represents Ben Simmons?
Clutch.
Ben
I didn't
Simmons,
know
clutch
that.
client.
I didn't realize
Clutch
that.
client. So that's the only thing that makes me think that's a possibility.
Yeah.
I do think though, as far as even with him being clutch, I think that they're not gonna be trying to bring him over there really.
Who was the one that said you don't have to tell me?
What's that? I'm right here.
Okay.
I'm in both.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, you're
do
good.
you want me to eat it?
You're good.
What do you like?
You're good.
I don't know phrasing anymore.
Phrasing.
Go ahead.
But no,
it's weird not being able to see you guys. It's weird like just listening. Because I'm hearing all this stuff going on. I'm like, what is going on? Like, it's kind of like it's a situation right now.
No, look, but like, I think LeBron going there, honestly, LeBron goes to his easiest path of resistance to get to the finals. We all know that. So if you guys make it to the conference finals, that does bring you right into LeBron's crosshairs.
Especially if LeBron doesn't play them. I think if he plays them in the playoffs, it's a little harder for him to go to that team.
Yeah, then you turn into Kevin Durant.
Exactly.
So
it's okay now, right?
He hasn't done
which
it
it's
yet.
okay now, yeah.
So you're saying that LeBron is the anti-Doc Rivers?
LeBron is the anti-Doc Rivers. But I gotta get up this phone, fellas. But I gotta just say, man, like as a Philly fan, this is crazy to see. Like that they clicking this early, this soon, and it's a bright future for these boys.
For sure, man. Thanks for calling in, Simply T.
All right now.
Desiree is officially anti-LeBron, though. She said she does not want LeBron coming.
Listen,
until she
everyone
gets a 23
exactly
Philadelphia jersey with the dribbling Ben Franklin.
Oh,
she'll be wearing it everywhere.
If Desiree did that, I would.
Let me tell you
boo
something.
and razz her to my
Laker
throat
fans
sore.
are some of the biggest LeBron haters. If he comes to LA, everyone's going to be okay with LeBron being in LA.
Okay,
right?
Yeah, they'll be way beyond it. They're
I
not
won't
putting
say,
up the
I won't
billboards
say
for
way
nothing.
beyond okay, just for the same fact that me and T have talked about with stunting growth with Ben Simmons. LeBron's still great. He can go down anytime. Like he's at that age where he can go down anytime. So
Kobe.
you don't trust signing this dude. He's gonna want a big contract. This is his last contract.
Kobe. I mean,
Exactly.
think about it.
Why is it his last contract?
No,
It
because
could be. It could be.
Well, no. But what he means by that though, it could be his last contract if he puts in a lot of just like every year I have a player option, but he could essentially.
Or he can just say,
sign
I need
a 4-year
5-year
deal. Sign a 4-year deal for like $250 million.
I
and just have
disagree
player
mainly
options.
because you have to remember LeBron is starting to maybe get number one. He's getting a lot of historical numbers in sights now.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, a lot of he's trying to pass Jordan by just sheer number totals.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, his numbers
he's going to
unreal.
Yeah.
He's going
And
to.
number three, if the kid, if you what you want to see for LeBron's career is how his kid pans out as he keeps getting older. LeBron Jr. Excuse me.
Oh, Bronny.
Bronny.
A little Bronny.
The
Yeah.
why.
If he keeps getting to the point of being high level for his age,
He wants to play with him.
LeBron will start setting his targets on playing with his son. He'll like a Ken Griffey
They've
Jr.
talked
Ken
about
Griffey
that,
Sr.
yeah.
point.
That's crazy.
It's
It
crazy, but
is.
I mean, look at the guy. He's a freak. We're talking about realistically, we're talking like 5 years.
And listen, if he doesn't get
Yeah.
hurt, he can keep playing for a long time. And he'll end up breaking Kareem's scoring record.
Is LeBron 35?
No,
No,
he's
no.
my age. He's younger. He's younger
How old
than
is
me.
Ron?
He's 33.
33.
He turns 34 in December.
He just
He's
has a
he's
lot
in
of
his
miles
15th
on.
season,
I
but he
mean,
came in at 18.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
to think like, he has a lot of miles on him, but
He's wearing them
he's
well.
not. He's not had
He's
any
got all weather tires.
throughout his career. He's not had any serious injuries.
Firestone.
Never.
He's not had any. I can't even think of the last time. Like when has LeBron like sprained an ankle and been out for a week?
Never.
You know what I mean?
It's
So
never
Not a
happened.
week.
So when you so you think about that's not happened. Yes, he's getting older. Your body just deteriorates. It's just nature.
But
It's going to happen.
He's defying
But so
logic.
far, he's defied logic. It is not far fetched to believe he could possibly be playing when he's 40.
But
Not
at the
this
same
level.
time, but
Not
at the
this
same time,
level,
but at the same time, we said the same thing about Kobe before he
Yeah.
tore his Achilles. Kobe was having his best year
Yeah,
almost
well,
ever
yeah.
that year, like
Yeah, he was.
statistically all
Slow
around.
down.
He was
Best year ever.
Statistically,
Well,
I'm-
maybe not.
I watched every game.
Yeah, yeah.
Statistically, he all around with assists, with rebounds, and
as
with
far
scoring.
As far as leading the team,
And-
he was definitely at his.
And the team wasn't in the playoffs, and he carried them into the playoffs, the end of the season, where they looked like they weren't even going to make the playoffs. He was killing it that season.
yeah.
I forgot we're talking about all-time Kobe stan over here.
Kobe was
I mean,
amazing.
He was.
Well,
He was
And-
amazing.
but
You know.
back to the point, we thought the same thing about him. Like, oh, he can play forever.
Yeah.
Everybody at that point was talking about him breaking Kareem's scoring record.
Sure.
And then he got
or
that
at least,
injury.
or at least
you know?
being,
But
being in
So
neighborhood.
at that age, you never know with guys at that age, especially in basketball.
Yeah.
It could happen
Yeah,
anytime.
it's
I mean, we saw DeMarcus Cousins tear his Achilles, and it's just you don't do anything, and it just snaps.
and I'm
See,
still signing him.
I'm worried about DeMarcus with
Look.
with that Achilles because at his
Especially a
size and
big
weight,
guy,
because I love DeMarcus Cousins. I have always been one of the few people that just stands up for DeMarcus Cousins at all times, no matter how crazy he is. But I will tell you, it's a 280 plus pound guy on an
Yeah.
Achilles injury. You got to remember, if they're going to pay him that big money this offseason, 1 year is thrown away.
Yeah.
His next year is thrown away.
Wait, no,
Yeah.
but wait,
He'll miss
when-
most of the season.
But when was he injured? I can't remember. That was before the All-Star game, right?
yeah.
It was
No,
right
it was
before
right
the
before,
All-Star.
right
game.
before.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Okay,
right
all right.
before.
Like
They had
week
already
before.
picked the teams.
So that's
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah, 'cause
yes,
he was
yes.
on the team,
Yes, that's
yeah.
right. You're exactly right. That was like literally a
Team
week
LeBron.
before.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like a week
Team
before.
LeBron was the kiss of death. I
So-
was so worried because
Ugh.
Russ was on there, and then Paul George got put
Everyone-
on there. I'm
everyone
like,
got hurt.
no.
and they still won.
Hey, John Wall was on there too.
Thanks,
Wow.
Dave. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thanks, Dave.
The only team that liked him all year.
Really, yeah, really, right?
They liked him not being there.
These guys just
Just like
drive
his
me
own
up.
the
team.
love. Oh,
Just that's all right.
How,
Look,
how popular is John Wall in it? How many people in that locker room like John Wall?
I don't know. I'm not in the locker room.
That's zero. That's a zero.
I don't know.
Scott, you know
I-
what? Scott Brooks is a good guy. I bet you he likes John Wall.
Yeah, no, he probably loves John.
didn't he buy everybody a watch or something?
Yes,
He did. And
Look.
Otto Porter couldn't even show up for that. That's how much he hates John Wall. He bought
will-
everybody on the
look,
team Rolexes.
I'm gonna have
Otto
to find
Porter
out.
no-showed.
How you not show up for
no,
your free
listen.
Rolex?
Gold
though?
ones.
He still got it.
Because he hates John
I'm
Wall.
gonna have to find out from somebody on the inside why Otto missed it. Because if his mama was sick or something like
I
that,
will guarantee
I am
you
so throwing
there's
that
no
back in Dave's
excuse.
face.
He just hates John Wall.
And by the way, the NBA segment is sponsored by the legendary Ball Stars. You got an event coming up, right?
yes. We'll see.
Okay.
We're moving. We're
moving it again.
We're
We're
having
moving it
no,
again.
no, not necessarily moving the event. Have a few moving parts
Okay.
going on right now. So we'll.
So we
shall
might
see.
let you know about the event
Yeah, it's
in the future.
It could be an even greater thing. So
Okay.
we shall see.
As long as we get to cover it, I don't care.
This would be in Puerto Rico.
Well, we will go to Puerto
We
Rico.
will go to Puerto Rico.
You better get some power there first.
Oh gosh.
That's
Elon
all right.
Musk sends more batteries
That's
over
all
there.
right. That's all
Yeah.
right.
Take a couple of those water
Well,
bottles with
well-
you.
Don't be throwing those paper towels like Trump. Don't make a
Yeah.
fool out of yourself.
Swish.
Oh my goodness. He legit was throwing paper towels at people. Like, I'm
Yep.
here to help. Like, dude.
I don't know why I'm gonna get myself upset by a conversation I just started. That was stupid on my part.
Oh,
And speaking of conversations you are going to get upset about, the OKC Thunder lost at home
Yep.
to the Utah Jazz.
I told you I was afraid of him.
Listen, there was a no, but here's the thing: they should have won that game. There was a no-show
Should've.
in the fourth quarter by the big 2.5.
Yeah, hold on. Don't even give the man a half. Number one,
what's he doing? this
Steven
series?
Adams hurt
Not
and
20
fouled
points
out.
a game.
Hurt and fouled out.
Not
The-
even close to 20
Their
points a
big
game.
three does not include Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony is garbage. He is pure garbage.
Wow.
So I don't want him included. I love when people say they're big three. It's like hold on.
I love the fact Carmelo's there, guaranteed for one more year.
What? All right. Can
Oh,
you
I love
look?
it.
I
Can you
don't
look
love
up?
it.
Can you look up his stats from the first two games?
Yeah, it's definitely not close to 20.
you know,
a game.
I
it might be 12.
just look at it. Look
I
at a
want this
garbage
jersey
can.
on him.
Look at a garbage can on fire, and you get pretty much the stat line.
Oh.
I
and
never-
his defense is even worse.
Look, but see, look, this is my thing about Dave. Because if I actually was able to get Carmelo in here, Dave be here like, I love you, Melo.
Oh, get out of here.
I know it.
You clearly
I
don't know
know
me
it.
that well.
I know it.
You clearly
I
don't know
it.
me that well.
I know it. If my name is Josh Williams, I know it.
You're
what,
barking up the wrong tree
oh
there.
my goodness. I would love to see it.
I
I'd love
never-
Carmelo being right
Listen,
here
Dave
and
would-
just seeing what Dave does.
I don't think you know me very well.
Dave would call in just so that wouldn't happen.
Oh, no.
I
No.
don't-
See,
I
it would
don't-
be a surprise. It'd be
I-
like, yeah, there might be somebody stopping it.
Right?
I wouldn't even drop it on him. I wouldn't even drop
Marcus
a dime.
Banks is coming back.
So
I wouldn't even drop him a dime like that.
I'm just saying, you might be setting somebody up for a really uncomfortable situation
It's gonna be real awkward in here.
because Carmelo is garbage.
Wow.
And if I had the opportunity to tell that to him, I would say, Carmelo,
You
you're a
would not.
fantastic player. I
You
love
would
everything
not.
you did for USA basketball. You are a monster.
You
With
would
that,
not.
Every second you spend in Oklahoma City has been wasted. You are garbage. I wish
I
Ennis
bid
Cantor
you
was
well.
back every day.
Woo.
Your contract next
Oh,
year is going to
look.
break my heart.
Listen, Carmelo is averaging 16 points a game.
That is
on
not garbage.
That's
on
not
what percent?
20.
Hold
That's
on.
not
On
20.
what percent shooting? Yeah, no, you were the one that was betting he was going to be 20, 25 points a game.
Yeah,
It's-
no,
It's not showing percentages.
I said, I hope he does. And you said, if he does, I will buy a Carmelo Anthony jersey.
you
And
did.
said,
I did.
Yes.
You threw
I
yourself in
did.
that bet.
Oh, don't
You threw
worry.
yourself in that bet.
Don't worry.
Wow.
There's no danger of me getting a Carmelo jersey.
Listen,
Hey.
if we start officially covering the NBA, Dave, you got to tone it down.
No, do you understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, if we get these media passes,
we have to.
I
you
know,
know,
I
look,
know.
look,
We
look.
don't have them yet,
no,
though.
look,
We
listen,
don't have 'em
listen,
yet.
Listen. If we no, but look,
We won't show them any of these
You're actually,
episodes.
you know what? No, listen, we're actually okay.
But
See?
I
It's
I don't
the
say anything bad. I'm going based on his stats. He's shooting poorly.
Yeah, no,
He's missing
they-
wide open shots all season. His defense is below terrible. He's making
Now-
James
now
Harden
see-
look like a quality defender.
Here's
said
here-
below terrible.
and that it is so true. I never
You
thought.
should get him a hat below terrible.
Hashtag below terrible.
I'll take
like,
it. That'll be my phrase.
I'm terrible.
That's good, below terrible.
I'm below
Go
terrible.
lower.
You're lower.
You
You're the-
lowered the bar. Go lower.
I
just
never
feel
thought I
so
would hear.
terrible. No, you're below terrible.
I never thought I
Speak
would
Life
hear
by
how,
Dave.
how garbage Carmelo is and
Oh,
have
man.
to agree. Talking about his
Oh.
offense, like so much more is expected of him. I know he doesn't play defense. He's the only. I think he's probably the only person ever to score 62 points and
And
have
give
a
up
goose
40.
egg in every other stat.
Is more really
Like-
expected of Carmelo being the third option though?
Look,
He's never had to be a third option before. so
I was a very long-term Carmelo defender. I was somewhat skeptical, but I hope that I just figured the steady diet of
New
wide
York.
open shots
Yeah.
yeah,
he was
Right,
going to
yeah.
be getting because he's never gotten wide open shots in his life.
no,
Yeah.
not
Right.
not
And
wide.
and I
So
want
what-
Steve to go ahead and finish this point.
Sorry about that.
Not
That-
wide
No,
Well,
that's
that-
my fault.
That kind of is my point. Is that like maybe he's not expected to take Russell Westbrook's spot,
Yeah.
but at the same time he is Carmelo Anthony. He is expected.
I'm just laughing at. I felt his energy just drop. He was like,
I'm
I did the laugh for him because like
I've
when
never-
you said that, I was like, oh, I feel Dave.
I've never seen a player score 60 points and have a goose egg. I mean, no assists, no rebounds, no nothing. Just 60 points. And how do you, and he never plays defense. But I don't think he's ever played defense with the exception of USA basketball.
Yeah,
and
no,
so
he was never a defender.
and so it's like he
USA
can play
basketball.
defense, but he can play defense, but he chooses not to, obviously.
No, he
And
can't
then-
anymore though. He can't anymore.
We probably well,
I've
either
seen
way
him trying this year.
yeah.
He can't.
So either way, he's not. And so there's a point where I'm expecting him 1 or 2 games this season to explode for 40 points.
lose
you know
it.
what I mean? Right. To
I
just
feel you. Yeah.
and it didn't happen. You
What-
know what I
what's-
mean?
what was his-
Especially
what was
with
his
their
highest
record.
scoring game this year?
I
Does
don't
anybody
know.
know?
His highest
Probably
scoring game was
35.
no, it was not that high.
I feel like he had.
Really?
A
I
game
guarantee
that
you
high.
it was in the 20s.
Uh-oh. No. He had a 30-plus game.
I'm gonna side with Dave on this one, who actually watched the NBA
No.
this year.
I will tell you, if it happened,
up.
I missed it.
Look it up.
'Cause
I'll do push-ups.
Siri, what was Carmelo's highest scoring game this year?
Siri's not that smart.
Carmelo Anthony.
Siri's not that smart.
I do
Siri
it.
never
I
understands
do it
me,
better,
so-
Steve. I do it better, Steve, than
Yo,
Siri.
your
Sorry
Steve is
about
getting,
that.
your Steve's getting real good.
I want Steve to be my Siri.
Oh,
To be
that would
serious.
be good. That would be good. Like if you could actually like program someone else's voice, like say
Siri, what's the weather like today?
A-E-I-O-U.
Well, Michael Jordan won 3 championships, took 2 years out, won 3 more in a row, and he had to play in a league where they played a lot of hard defense. They didn't call any fouls.
By the way, it's
And the
going to be
weather is
37
65.
degrees. It's going to be 37 degrees till about 4 p.m.
Oh gosh, I hate my voice.
Roundabout
oh
sun-
my
Don't
God.
hate me. No, your voice is great.
Roundabout
You got an
supper,
accent. It's
Roundabout
okay.
supper time. It's going to be about 55.
Well, you know,
Supper
wait.
time. Wait, yo, real quick,
You
we
like that?
do got a caller live on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're live on Unnamed.
Yo, what's going on? It's Vinny, Boston, Massachusetts. Stand up.
What up? What up?
What's going on? What's going on? Hey, what about them Celtics, though? I know you're talking about old Carmelo over there, but Celtics is looking good. Terry dropping points. Brown dropped 30 points today.
Listen, man.
I'm going to say it right now on air. On air, Celtics is taking the chip this year. I said it.
Wait,
first,
what chip? What
right
chip?
here.
They're playing the Bucks, Vinny.
No. That was that. Look, I was with you. I was going to let you finish, but then you lost all a semblance of what would be a rational thought.
Come on, man. They taking
I'm
the
gonna let you
chip this
finish.
I was going to let you finish. But then it went left, and I was like, no, I got to jump in.
I give Celtics props for doing what they're doing with missing a lot of players, missing
Their
Kyrie,
backcourt
missing their backcourt.
and Marcus Smart.
But the chip now, even if they get
No.
out of the Eastern Conference and make it to the finals, they're not beating anybody in the West.
Oh no, the West is sweeping the finals.
You could
the West is
listen.
sweeping
You
the
could put the
finals.
8th seed in the West against the best in the East. Maybe not the 8th.
Sweep?
Sweep. Well, the Golden State Warriors will be in the finals. The West is sweeping the finals.
Sweep?
We don't know that. We don't know that. We don't know. What about Rockets? Rockets might take the Warriors.
No, get out of here. James Harden, Chris Paul. No.
No.
Don't
Harden's
kid
a
yourself.
cheat code. Have you been seeing Harden play though? Have you been seeing Harden play?
Yeah,
Yes,
unfortunately,
he
I
hasn't
have.
dribbled the ball yet.
Code.
Unfortunately, I have.
Yesterday he was 2 for 18, I think.
Yeah,
So,
listen,
yeah,
if-
we've been seeing Harden.
If I could take a 5-step back, you know what? I could hit some shots too.
Oh my goodness, Oladipo yesterday. I was like, no, give me the. Like literally, This is my biggest thing with the league right now. The commentators don't even like at least Jeff Van Gundy, for all of his warts, will be like, that looked like there could have been a travel. Like he at least will like let people know that this is not technically a basketball move.
Right.
Like they will legitimately be like, that was an amazing move. I'm like, he took 4.
Listen, they have
clean
to
steps.
go in the NBA rulebook and redefine traveling.
4. Like
They gonna have
Oladipo,
to. He's a cheat
Oladipo was
code,
getting
bro.
Oladipo was getting to the cup on 4 steps, and they were like, "That was a spectacular." I was like, "No, that was a travel.
Yeah.
That wasn't anything." Is
Hard
what it
travel.
was. My
Hard
goodness.
travel.
It was
So
bad.
what else do you got to say about the Celtics that's fantasy?
What do you mean fantasy? Let's just say LeBron ain't coming out the East. I'm gonna say it that. I'm gonna leave it at that. LeBron ain't coming out the East.
Yeah, but
Period.
saying that
I'm
and
with
then
you.
saying Boston is going to win the chip is two totally
They
different
will.
things. One's
will.
a possibility, one's not. Listen,
No,
I will
man.
bet.
They
I'll
hating.
bet our
Ain't on my
face.
team.
I'll bet our
They've been killing
Facebook.
it all year.
I'll bet our Facebook friendship that Celtics don't win the championship.
Trolling.
Trolling all the time, man. Hey, thanks for calling in, man. Any shout outs you want to give?
No, man. Just shout out to Wise Vegas and shout out to Quan. Thanks, you, man. And I love seeing you guys on the sports show, so I'm gonna keep watching after this call, man.
Thanks, man.
God bless.
Share the live feed for us if you can.
No problem.
Thanks, man.
No problem.
Whoa. Boston's going to win a chip. So, listen,
Nah.
Boston's been handling Milwaukee in Game 2. Game 1 was a close game. Game 2, they handled them. Milwaukee's not ready for the playoffs yet.
Well, and they also have no coach. They have a lame duck coach.
Yeah.
I was actually really rooting for Milwaukee simply from the standpoint of, well, one, Boston is like hot trash juice right now.
I was expecting to see Giannis go off.
That's what I thought, but Giannis stopped playing in December.
You know what that's called? Coaching mismatch.
Yeah.
Coaching
Yeah.
mismatch. Well, number
Yeah.
one, well, now it's Giannis, evidently. I didn't know this, but evidently
Giannis?
it's a harder G.
Oh,
I
wow.
just found this out.
Is that like Hakeem?
I'm so true with you.
But-
it's a soft J.
but but realistically, what does he have around him? He needs
Yeah.
shooters.
Bledsoe sucks.
Well, but you
Bledsoe
you
is
were
awful.
you were just saying Bledsoe
No,
was great last
no,
week.
Hold
no,
on,
no,
hold
no,
on.
no, that's
Who-
not what I said. I
Who
said-
said constantly Bledsoe sucked?
No, what I said.
I did.
You did.
Okay, quit screaming. What I said. What I said is the series is going to go how Bledsoe goes, and it has.
Yeah, well,
Fair point.
Yeah.
there you all right.
Grand opening, grand closing.
I said he would have to step up and be who he thinks he is.
Yeah.
So yeah, whoever's sitting in the barbershop is.
Hold on.
bored.
Don't let LeBron hear that.
Okay, so LeBron got sued by somebody else who came up with that idea and gave it to LeBron. LeBron took it, which there's no such thing as coming up with the idea of barbershop.
It's
Stop
like
it.
the color
Everybody
blue.
Stop it. You can't.
Who owns the color blue?
I came up with the idea of
came up
sitting in
with-
the barber shop.
I came up with
Talking about
cranberry,
stuff.
blueberry. That was me.
Hey,
Came up with a rainbow.
You're like Little Richard talking. I invented the Beatles.
yeah.
Shut up.
Everybody owes me.
Man.
You ain't never seen a mustache like this till I came out with it. God.
Oh my goodness.
And we could James Harden could sue LeBron for trying to get a Harden beard this year.
Amen.
That beard is horrible. Speaking of terrible things, Dave. Listen, because it doesn't grow out. Like
You
there's a
know,
missing part in the middle, so it
yeah,
grows like
Listen, hair
the
growth.
goat.
LeBron is one of the best players of all time. Hair growth has never been his strong suit.
Never. Him and KD, I mean, they could have a contest on bad
KD
hair.
has the worst hair of any great player ever.
No, the word. See, this is the thing. KD does not care. There's a difference.
Obviously,
LeBron,
we know
LeBron cares. He tried.
That's probably his biggest,
That's
like,
the-
self-conscious.
yeah. Oh yeah. Like
By
he
far.
he legit cares.
Remember, he had that headband that started to look like a yarmulke.
like
Look,
like
man.
LeBron brought back the Bonzi Wells headband.
It's like, bro, you're wearing a
legit.
beanie now.
Legit.
It's really
You're
it's-
wearing a beanie with an air hole on top.
Usually when people are really great at something, they are terrible at something else. But
Yeah.
usually that terrible thing you don't see.
Yeah.
LeBron's terribleness all has to do with his appearance. Like this guy, man. The fix is
You're so lucky you got a haircut talking about this segment this week.
That's right.
Because your hair
man.
looks really good this
He
week.
looks fresh.
thank
fresh.
you.
You do,
Thank
you
you.
look fresh.
Hold on,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
sorry to break in.
Summertime's coming.
I'm sorry to
Okay.
break in with something real quick, but
He's been
it took
checking
me-
stats for a long
took me a
time.
while for research, and it was very early in the season. It was the
Okay.
fourth game of the year. Carmelo Anthony's high for this season was 28.
Dang it.
Oh,
2 points.
I knew he didn't pass 30.
You owe him pizza.
2
Told you.
points.
And
Told
by
you.
the way, if you look at as the season went on,
It was
I'm sorry, he had one later in the season that had 29.
29.
But
1 point.
hold on, but 29 was followed by 10, 13, 21, 16, 19, 10, 13, 10, 0.
Hey, the
Oh, wow.
zero hurts.
Oh, wow.
But that's I mean, look.
That hurts your average a little
to
bit.
Be the third banana, that's not a bad. You know what I mean? Like
I
that's
don't know
not
why we're talking about bananas.
that's not
Look, man.
It's a saying.
Well, Carmelo was
Man.
on the
That's what
banana.
she said.
Carmelo was on the banana boat.
Eh.
Yeah, that's true. I'll take it.
Take it back. you take it back. It's an East Coast saying. Apparently, that one went over. That one didn't go over well.
Oh,
my
man.
goodness.
Well, yeah. So Carmelo didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Yep,
and
and 5 of 13 in game 1, 6 of 18 in game 2. Good job, Carmelo.
it's not very good.
No.
Well, 5 of 13 is not bad, Dave.
It's under 50%.
Since when?
It's not. It's not horrible.
It's not
Hey,
good.
That's not.
It's not good.
It's not good. But that's not like you are like the entrails of a rotting maggot. Like that's okay. Like you're
Okay,
the third
this is
third
how-
option.
But this is how I look at it. If I'm the coach of that team and we lose a game, and you scored 5 of 13, I'm not gonna be like nobody's doing their job except Melo. 5 of 13.
Yeah,
He's the
yeah.
only one putting points up.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
come on, man. You
But
know
I'm
what I'm
also,
saying?
but you're
Like,
also
it's
not gonna
like-
come for him. Like it's
And
not
those
like,
are wide open shots.
No, that
He
Yeah.
gets
It's-
wide open
does.
shots.
And he's one of
Because
but-
Russ is driving, he's bringing the
But
whole
Melo-
defense
but
to the middle.
like you said,
kicking it out.
Melo's never been a wide open shooter. He's never been a spot up.
Because he's
guy.
never had the opportunity
no,
to be.
no.
Yeah.
I understand, but just like J.R. Smith, some people need body contact
True.
and
Yeah.
people around, and
But let me tell you something. Melo ain't hitting those patented like turnaround fadeaways that he was hitting
Yeah.
for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He misses
Yeah.
those too.
he's missing those two.
All right, now a question: if OKC goes out of the first round, and Dave, I want you to be honest about this. Are you scared? And I want to get your guys' opinion too. That Paul George is leaving.
I'm scared of that. Even if they get out of the first
No,
round.
I'm not as afraid.
I think if they get to the Western Conference Finals,
he ain't leaving.
if
he's
they
not
get to
leaving.
the Western Conference Finals, that's the only instance where I feel that there's no question
And-
he stays.
and there's a
second
there's a
round-
Yeah.
legitimate chance. I mean, you guys would have Houston.
Although the second round is Houston, so I mean, They can play with Houston.
But don't. My whole thing is
They really can.
get your rest.
Utah
So
can't.
Don't sit there and play with Utah for 6-7
Dude,
games. Like
It's not
Utah-
playing though. It's not playing.
No,
Utah,
no. But do you understand what I'm saying? Like you're the better team. Go be the better team. Don't sit here and get into a dogfight when
Right.
And
this
OKC
team over here is about to have a walkover.
And
They should
and the
legit be
Thunder-
up 2-0 right
The
now.
Thunder would have won if they showed up in the fourth quarter.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, they between the three of them, they went 0-15, and
Yeah,
Steven
you
Adams
can't do that.
fouled out and is hurt. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Steven Adams is legitimately injured, even though they're not saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's playing it off like he doesn't understand what people are asking him.
I
when
don't
he
know what
asks if he's
arm
hurt.
you talk about.
That's how
Yeah.
much of a beast that dude is, man.
That's not
Yeah,
like
the-
Sasquatch.
Dude, he can't lift his good arm.
Dude, he's got a broken collarbone, some torn ligaments, and
No, he's tough.
he's just out there
He's
like,
double
"Meh."
tough.
Yeah.
He's double tough.
And moving on in the West, a surprise to me. I think Dave called this series. I think Josh might have called this series too. The Pelicans versus it's the porno series. Portland versus New Orleans.
What the? Whoa.
PORNO.
Man,
Yeah. Man.
did
You haven't heard that?
something
You
reaching
haven't,
for
you
that
haven't
one?
heard that term?
No.
No, you are the first.
Congratulations.
They've been calling it the porno
I guess.
series.
You are the first, sir. I was like,
because the box score says PRO.
Well,
I mean
And
POR
POR.
and then NO.
I get
So,
it,
My
but-
bad.
I get it, but Anthony Davis and Drew Holiday have been doing some filthy things.
Yeah, well,
I knew he was going to come up
That
with
was
a
good
pun.
job, good pun. That was
Yeah.
good writing. I'm not even mad at you right there. That's pretty strong.
It's been wrong. Drew Holiday has been great. Great.
They've been backdoors.
I was waiting for another pun.
All day.
Wow.
All
Wow.
day.
Wow.
I'm not.
I have to stop myself because everything else I could say, I
It's
cannot
just gonna
say.
keep going. But
Nope,
that was still
not doing
strong.
it.
That was still
Not doing
strong.
it.
That was strong.
Steve has one. It has
That
something
was
to do with
strong.
Michael Jordan.
That
no,
I
In
don't
a
know. Michael.
Speedo.
no, I don't.
I mean, but
Speedo,
Michael
Jordan.
But Michael Jordan in the Speedo,
I'm not touching this conversation.
when he's doing those Fruit of the Loom commercials,
I am sticking strictly to the game itself
That's too good.
and the technical terms at which the game of basketball is played during this segment.
Oh man, that's too good.
I reluctantly did pick NO to win this series. I felt like Anthony Davis couldn't be stopped.
real
but for-
quick, if you look at the screen, they put a
put not.
P. They put a P.
Yeah.
That's
Uh-huh.
smart.
That's good stuff.
That's good thinking.
That's called we know people like
or
Quan.
not. Yeah.
Quan isn't gonna be messing us up.
Like, we see you.
But I felt like, Anthony Davis always going to do his part, but
A poor nope.
there was there was just something I was like, you know what, the rest of that team, no, I don't think they're going to do anything, and that would probably be the downfall of my pick, which would be the rest of New Orleans not stepping it up.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they've stepped it up or if just Portland just
They've definitely
didn't wake up.
Like Dave,
you know what
Dave,
I mean?
Dave
It's-
said
it's-
Drew Holiday and Rondo
Yep.
were gonna
Be
be
Yeah.
able
Yeah,
to
they
do
just-
what they're doing right
because
now.
he is.
solid.
It's a really poor matchup for Portland because, I mean, not that anybody really has somebody that's going to stop Anthony
But
Davis,
they have
but they don't have
nobody.
anybody that could slow him down.
They have nobody
and
in
plus,
his
you
way.
have two, like, Rondo shows up in the playoffs.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Drew Holiday is a fantastic two-way player. Everything that Portland does is based on those guards.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you at least
and those
nullify
guards
or-
don't give you anything on the defensive end.
Yep.
Nothing.
No, that's right.
Lillard is one of the worst defenders in the league
Is
every
he
season.
that bad?
He's real bad.
I knew McCollum isn't that good, but
No, McCollum's better than Lillard.
wow.
Lillard's terrible.
Wow,
I mean,
didn't-
their hope for guarding
He-
guards and wings is Evan Turner.
But I feel
Oh.
like Lillard maybe he just scores more.
he he
when-
outscores you.
No. What I mean by that is like when he's in a matchup with another like great point guard, he shows up. Like I feel like he plays harder, or because like whenever he plays John, it's not like he's out there not trying and John's just doing whatever
No,
he wants.
he's trying, but well, I mean, I won't say what I could say there, but
Say it.
But what I'm saying is, realistically, in those games, usually it's Lillard scoring on great defense and the other point guard scoring on Lillard's. Well, actually, the other point guard isn't being covered by Lillard
Okay,
because
Lillard's on
yeah,
whover is the
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
weaker of
You-
the
the,
matchup.
the other point guard
Can-
gets McCollum and Turner.
Can we speak on that? Yesterday, LeBron was guarding Bobo. I was like, "Wow, LeBron really like when I because I don't really watch that much."
They're hiding LeBron on
yes,
defense.
they
now.
are. Like I was like, he's on Bogdanovich right now,
Well,
and
Yeah.
look what happened
Oladipo
when he
was
covered Oladipo.
and Oladipo was going to work.
Listen,
like,
they can't
was,
honestly. They can't even afford to let LeBron play defense. So
I was just going to say, like, I think
he has to carry the entire offense.
he is
This
conserving
is not
all
a good
his
team.
energy.
This
Yeah.
might be
they're
a
a bad
worse
team.
team than their
Offense.
04.
You mean 07?
07 championship.
no, I don't think so. I
It's
don't.
close.
Well,
Kevin Love is not stepping up like an all-star right
I mean,
now.
he
Right.
just
hurt.
freaking lost a finger. Did you
hurt.
see that play?
Well,
did you see that one?
shouldn't be hurt all the time.
He's legit hurt.
Look, when he went like this, I was like, uh-oh. And then they were like, what hand was that? Oh no, that was the hand he did such and such to. I was like,
Yeah.
dang, that could be
Robot
it.
parts falling out, man.
That could be it. Like his thumb completely disappeared through the ball. Like the ball literally went through
No,
his
he
thumb.
had.
Listen, and Cleveland's going
Yeah.
into Indiana. It's 1-1. They barely won last night. They were up by about 10.
Well, they
Indiana
were up
made
by
a
18.
comeback.
Remember, they were up by 18.
Okay,
in the
I didn't
second.
see that part.
Yeah, they were up by
Yeah.
18 in the second quarter. I mean, the first quarter, LeBron scored 20.
He scored 16 points
straight.
before they scored a field goal.
He scored the
Yeah.
first 16.
It was 16-1.
Yeah. So Indiana came
Yeah.
back. They only lost by 3. Had a chance to tie it a couple times.
Really should have
And
won.
Oladipo had a wide
Wide
open
open.
look to tie it at the end.
I feel like
He
it's not
did.
it's not even an argument when LeBron has to put on a performance like that to win by 3. I mean, it's almost unfair, and I'm not even LeBron. I don't care who the star player is on any team.
Say Michael Jordan.
If Michael
Oh,
Jordan,
Michael Jordan.
It's just- but if you have to perform like that just to win a game, the odds of winning a championship are not in your favor.
I know.
Because by the time, if you even get to a championship, you are exhausted. You
Yeah.
don't have the energy to do that
Yeah.
night in and night out. He scored the first 16 points.
to prove a point.
Yeah, and nobody could stop him. Nobody tried to stop him. Not one person on Cleveland was like, "Hey, I'm open." They just stood there and watched.
And listen,
And-
going into Indiana, Indiana has a real home court advantage. They love
do.
basketball in
No,
Indiana.
they do.
And
That's
for
a good scrappy team. They
Yeah.
only had one national TV
Yeah.
game all season. So
and it
people
was
don't know
Paul
about
George's game back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
It
only
was-
reason they even
it was
had
the
it.
Paul George
basically. Right.
Thanks, Paul.
Yeah.
You brought the fans
But
back.
listen,
with you.
they weren't supposed to be here at all.
No.
Oladipo was supposed to be like, okay, well, that's all you got for Paul George, and he ended up being an all-star this year.
Yep.
And they're playing really well. Going back to a city that loves their basketball, and honestly, they hate Cleveland for Cleveland beating them so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In the
well,
playoffs
with,
recently.
with Paul George.
They could be down 3-1 leaving Indiana, and I think that might happen.
I hope so.
I'm not sure if the NBA is going to allow that.
No.
If it was just basketball
All right,
wise,
well, look.
They
Okay,
might
wait.
not be the Cavs might not be good enough for the league to help them
No,
out.
trust me.
and that's, I thought
watch
about
this.
that too. Yeah.
If-
Scott Foster
Thank
said,
you.
"Hold my beer."
No, thank you. If Scott Foster is refereeing Game 3,
You know what's up.
just know. Look. I want everybody at home to know this.
Put your money.
If it's Scott Foster, and I love Tony Brothers, but Tony Brothers, he's
Tony
my fa-
Brothers
he's-
is my
he's-
least favorite
he's-
rep.
He's my he's one of my Facebook friends. If that group is refereeing the game, I already know.
Tony Brothers. He might be
I
your
already-
Facebook
Put
friend,
your-
but Tony Brothers is bad.
Put your money
Listen,
on
I
and,
already
and, and the
know.
way they're doing the refs in the playoffs is a little fishy too, because they move on. They're like rating the refs. The
Yeah,
league is.
They've been doing that for years.
Yeah.
but
they
they're
rate
doing.
'em.
I mean, they have a different system this year of
Oh,
how
okay.
they're moving them on. In
Oh, you
in-
mean in terms of the next
the
round?
next
and
round
all
and
that
stuff
stuff
like
that.
Oh,
So-
okay.
It's like
Okay.
okay, you have to call it this way.
Don't worry. Scott Foster will be in the
Yeah.
finals.
Yeah.
Like he his ticket is already booked. Scott, your June 5th flight is
we already have your
open-ended.
media pass.
It's open ended. We don't know where it's gonna
Look
be.
here.
But, you will be there.
We need.
No, we
need
know you'll be in Oakland. We know you'll be
Look,
in Oakland.
We need 7 close
We
games.
booked your hotel there.
Make it happen.
7 games where we just officially cover the spread.
The only thing that would help the NBA in the East without LeBron being there is the Philly story of them going to the finals.
This conversation can't happen once we get the media pass. This one right here, this is
Can't
the
talk
one.
about the
no, you gotta
This-
get those all go away.
This one right here is the one that has to die.
Can't
This is the
talk
one.
about the refs.
No,
I
no.
can't believe you're Facebook friends with Tony Brothers.
Oh yeah, no, I'm Facebook friends with like a whole rack of refs.
But you're a nice guy, so
I
you don't
am.
call him out.
I
I couldn't
trust
be
me.
Tony Brothers' friend.
No,
I
no,
don't think.
no. Like literally last year. See, I didn't do it this year in Game 1 versus the Raptors when I was like, "Yo, call a foul for real. This is getting out of hand."
So Tony was reffing that
yeah.
game?
It was Tony and Scott Foster Game 1. And
Okay.
there was a lot. Well, no, they're a team at this point of the year, and there were a lot of calls like down the street because like what I don't think people really
Call them
understand.
the TV network
There's a lot of just momentum calls in the playoffs
Right.
that fans don't pay attention to.
Of course.
That come up in the fourth quarter
Yep.
when we could have made a run here, that they stopped the run.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like
right.
because basically what they do, what the league does, if you really are paying attention, what the league will do is they will let LeBron hang around for long enough that by the time the fourth quarter comes, people get a little tight,
Yep.
and now LeBron can be LeBron.
Yeah.
Whereas we could have ran LeBron off the court in the second quarter.
Like the Pacers did in Game 1.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like every
Yeah,
now and again,
yeah.
the refs can't even stop it.
Right.
Like
right.
basically when Cleveland hit all those threes
Yeah.
in I think that was Game 3.
But you're
last
right. The
year.
refs
Yeah.
can't kill the
They
momentum.
can't
though.
they can't kill it all the time,
Yeah.
but they will try.
Yeah.
They will definitely try to keep it closer than
They can
what it
definitely
could happen.
start calling some
Yeah.
ticky-tack fouls.
or they'll get some
let some
fouls
things-
on your guy.
right, you
like
know,
like
yeah.
Or
whoever your
LeBron
guy
will
is.
act like he got shot, and
Yeah.
they'll call a flagrant.
Flagrant.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That stuff is getting ridiculous. He
Like,
did that
I
2
was-
games in a
yeah,
row.
I was like, yo,
2
that
games
is
in a
not
row.
a flagrant. But Miles
Yeah.
Turner yesterday, I was so disgusted. I had to say that in the group chat. Like literally, he had Kyle Korver on him 12 feet from the bucket, and he banged him
He has
twice,
no- he has
and then
no
falls
clue how to
away.
do that.
And I was like, are
Yeah.
you serious right now, dude? We need a bucket right now because it was like 2
Yeah.
minutes left in the game, and it's like,
Okay, but
oh.
Josh, who in his life has ever been there to teach him
Well,
how to do
that's-
that?
Look,
His
that's-
college coach
that's the
was
problem.
Rick Barnes.
You hate Rick Barnes.
I hate Rick Barnes. Look what he did to KD.
This has been like
Nah,
3
I
Rick
agree.
Barnes
Yeah,
weeks in a
yeah,
row.
yeah,
Rick
yeah.
Barnes is garbage.
Gosh.
Rick Barfs.
Wow.
I just got a feeling like one day, just some random person, Davis Bash,
yeah, oh, yeah.
gonna come walking down this hallway.
like mother.
And you know what?
Who's saying that about me?
Listen. Here's what I will say to them. Listen, they've accomplished far more than me. They're clearly far better at that job, no matter what that job is, whether playing or coaching, than I ever could possibly be.
Okay,
Hands down.
all right.
So everything I say is couched by the fact that you are far superior to me. However,
However,
You
at your
suck.
job, sir,
you suck comparatively.
you are below terrible.
Listen, Carmelo Anthony is a Hall of Famer on the Thunder. He is not a good player.
Yeah,
He is not a good player anymore.
He's had
He
a rough
doesn't
year.
know that,
I
but he's not.
got your back, Dave.
Rick,
Let's just-
listen, the only
I got
person
your
that could stop Kevin Durant in college was Rick Barnes. Kevin Durant was unstoppable. Me and my buddy Bruce were calling each other on the phone like, "Are you watching this right now?
That is true.
Are you
I
seeing
remember,
what this guy is
I do
doing?"
remember that.
Yeah, that was a good year because Greg Oden was exciting too.
I just kept thinking,
When he
man,
was
this boy
there.
is skinny.
Huh?
When he was there,
No, shoot, Greg Oden.
he was
boy,
hurt for a good
he-
portion of that
he was,
year.
He was hurt a little bit, but he was. I mean, as
Plus he's
big as he
Benjamin Button.
as big as he was. Yeah, no, he was LeBron's dad for sure. For sure, he been here before.
He could have been.
Not even a question.
Him or Delonte, one or the other.
And when you're in your 50s, all those injuries make sense.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
I mean, that's
yeah.
the only,
Seriously.
the only real explanation for Greg
come on,
Oden.
Sean Livingston. Did you see him miss the oop?
No, we were doing a show.
That ain't Sean. That ain't Sean Livingston. But no, like I said, I don't say these things to be disrespectful to any of these people,
Yeah,
players
yeah.
or coaches comparatively
No.
to regular
Yeah.
people. That's why I always tell people it's like when people talk about like players that suck, it's like if you played against that player for half a
He
second,
would absolutely
they would
murder
end your
you.
life.
Now,
Yeah.
what
You would sit there and
what
think that they're the
NBA
best player
player
ever.
do you think you could get though?
Kendrick Perkins.
No.
Is there any
I don't
NBA
know,
player
man.
you think
Actually,
you get?
right now, no one. Absolutely no one. I haven't picked up a ball in months.
in your prime and in their
Like when
prime?
I was in their prime.
I mean, it could be Mike.
In their prime,
It
never.
could be Mike Penberthy.
In their prime, never.
Hey,
Mike
look,
Penberthy would light you up.
Okay, I'll give you. I've scored a bucket on AI, and I beat Steph Curry.
How old was Steph Curry?
Steph Curry was 13. I was 15. and he was legit 5'8".
Listen,
Like, he
I've
was like
scored buckets on
5'7".
guys that have gotten paid, but that doesn't mean that
Hey.
I'm playing at their
Hey,
level.
look here,
Most
man,
of the time, they're goofing around.
Oh no! This was a real
Oh, he was
contest.
a kid. I mean,
I was a kid too, but I was
15 and 13 is a big age difference.
Listen,
No, no,
I've,
listen,
I've scored
15 and
buckets
13.
on like
Listen,
old UNLV players
listen.
like
Yeah.
Tyrone
he was,
Nesby.
He
and
was really good.
guys
Like
like
he
that.
would the thing with him though when he was that age was like it all depended on if he grew. because he was only like
Yeah.
5'6",
Yeah.
5'7". It was like if he grows, because his mom's not very tall.
Yeah.
Dell's not that tall.
I'm
Dell's
pretty
like,
sure
Dell's
he
like
probably
6'3", 6'4".
he probably was beating most 15-year-olds at that.
Yeah,
age.
yeah, no, and
Probably
basically,
16-year-olds.
basically what we had to do,
Yeah.
what I had to do, because he was out there, hey, like, and I was like, all right, we got to slow this game down. And I started going to the
Back
paint.
him down?
We just started going to the paint, baby, and I was like, all right.
Well, then that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Amazingly,
Now, is
that
this
is
game-
still the way you beat them today.
That's
Slow
right.
the game.
Is this game on high 8 video at all?
No,
Yeah.
no.
Dang, man.
It- Everybody record this, man?
There might. I mean, you never know, but probably
not.
Probably not. It was a shoot around. It was shoot
Yeah.
around for the Raptors during a playoffs in 01, and yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
We
and,
went
and
to
to wrap up
five.
to wrap up the NBA a little bit, Portland's gonna take a 3-0 lead tonight.
New Orleans.
It's-
No, New
I
Orleans.
mean, New
No, they
Orleans.
took it.
Yeah, New Orleans.
It's been taken.
So I think that's gonna be a series sweep. They're not losing again at home. That's gonna be a sweep.
Yeah.
And in this series right here that we're watching right now, the Warriors without Curry, playing the Spurs without Kawhi Leonard, who looks like he's never coming back.
Because he's not.
He's coming back.
It's-
He ain't coming back.
Josh, you've been saying that all year.
I
Coming
mean,
back
he'll-
like Santa Claus.
Listen, everybody, listen. He'll come back. No, even if he's on an Eastern Conference team, you play there once a year,
This guy, he's coming
so he'll come back.
He's
Okay.
coming back. He's not gonna get traded.
What are you basing this on?
Honestly, just on 20 years of Pop. Like it. I need more than some half baked stuff.
But we've never seen any half-baked stuff with the Spurs,
there-
and
no,
that's
there-
why
This is-
that's why
very-
it looks even the half-baked
But
stuff looks very
very true.
strange, you
very
know?
true. But we also have never seen the Spurs in a precarious situation of we only have one guy. Like when Tim was there, Tim also had David. So then when David phased out, by the time
Yeah,
David phased
Tony
out,
Parker.
then Tony Parker and Manu were there. So they
Yeah.
were able to always bounce off of each other. So even when one would be like, I think.
But now none of
they
those guys
still
are
kind of-
really there.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
And
now
so maybe
it's-
Kawhi's
now
seeing
it's-
that and seeing like, you know what? We
No.
don't have anyone else to fall back on.
His is the money. He
Yeah,
wants to be
yeah.
a bigger star
Yeah,
and he
he-
wants to get paid more.
Well, I mean, look, he's still driving a Yukon Denali. Like
Yeah.
he's
Because saving that money.
he's saving.
You know what nobody's talking about is the real probably thing that probably offset the whole chemistry. When did Rudy Gay get there?
This year.
Yeah.
This year.
When does Kawhi not want to play anymore?
Mm.
I mean, but Rudy
I don't know
Gay.
if that has much to
Rudy
do
Gay's
with
on the
it.
bench. Is Rudy Gay a team? He's not a team
I'm-
cancer.
I don't know, man. Is Rudy Gay that popular in any stop he's ever been at?
But he's never
Yeah,
been.
but he's older now.
unpopular.
I don't think he
he's
has
never
any
been
say.
run out.
All right.
Nah.
I
don't know,
I
man.
don't think he has any say.
It look-
I don't know,
look,
man.
well, here,
one
I'll put
season
it-
of Rudy Gay, one season of Kawhi not wanting to play.
I'll put it to you like this. I'll put it to you like this. If Rudy Gay was the reason why they might lose Kawhi, buy Rudy Gay.
Oh, I believe me. I'm,
like
believe
yeah,
me.
look, Kawhi would
I'm-
be like this.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm-
like him.
I'm greatly
Gone.
I'm greatly exaggerating,
That's
but
gone.
I think it's not so much Rudy Gay himself personally, but I think it's indicative of where their system has become. There's no Tim Duncan there to run the ship.
No.
Tim Duncan ran the ship, so you could even bring in guys like Steven Jackson, and nobody was saying a word because Tim Duncan was there.
Yeah.
So, but now
Kawhi is the quieter guy.
Yeah,
he's not. He's
but-
not really a
Yeah.
vocal guy.
But now you have a situation where you're reaching for guys like Rudy Gay who just never quite hit. Rudy Gay's super talented, but he
Yeah.
never got there.
I mean,
No.
I would take it up to a bigger scale if it's something where he doesn't like some players and throw LaMarcus Aldridge in there.
Okay, but look at it this way. In their old system, remember, Tony Parker slept with Brett Barry's wife,
He
and they
did.
kept it moving.
He did.
Ooh.
They kept it moving.
Ugh.
He did.
That's how much of a leader Tim Duncan was.
He did.
That they got over him sleeping with a teammate's
that
wife,
tea, that
and
tea is
kept
piping
winning.
hot. That tea is hot.
kept winning.
One more championships.
That's not even like it's alleged. That happened.
yeah.
That
That's
happened
messed up.
100%.
Between that and Tim Duncan's
There'd be a little
allegations.
there'd be a little murdered Frenchman on the floor.
But that's
Oh, yeah.
but look
I
at
mean-
it. Look at
Well, I
it this
mean,
way.
well, no,
they
but
just
remember-
casually
remember,
pushed Brett Barry to
what,
the side.
What happened with
kept
Steve?
going with Tony. Won another ring.
What happened with Steve? Steve Nash. Something happened with Steve's wife, or Steve and somebody did.
I
So
don't
that's
know.
that's a whole different. But nothing.
It happened.
But you
Oh,
took
yeah.
you took a
Sadly.
situation like that should fracture an entire team,
Yeah.
completely.
and
like,
they won a
bleed-
ring after that.
Bleed from the inside out. I feel like they won two.
No, they got one after that.
Brent Barry been gone a long time. I
But
feel
he
like
had. But no, they only got one after Brent Barry. It wasn't as long ago as you think on that one.
Really?
You know, when what's his face? I can't remember his name.
Michael
Jordan.
Jordan.
No. Well, we are talking. I am thinking about the Bulls. Guy got his jaw broke beginning of the season.
John Paxson,
Mirotic. Hey, Mirotic in
When
a good
Mirotic
spot
got
right
his jaw
now.
broke.
Mirotic.
who's playing great in New Orleans right now.
Right. So I remember when that happened, and we were like, man, what? He had to sleep with his wife. Something happened. I mean, that's legit. Like, you get your jaw broke. Oh, what happened? He was messing with my woman. Like, you don't even have to sleep with her.
Or it's a gambling
but
debt.
You were trying, yeah, something like that, you
Or
know.
it was a
But it was something. It had to be something
Or
along
just
those
guns in the
lines. Like,
locker room.
I mean, just straight
Oh,
up.
shout
like,
out.
Just
He was-
had to bring out Agent Zero.
Pick
like
which
that.
one.
Pick which
Wow.
one. I hate you so much.
Javar's picked the wrong one.
He
Good.
did, and he's
Yeah.
in jail.
He picked one. All
He
right.
picked one
I
and
mean-
used it.
Hey, Gilbert just got his last check. What was it this year?
Oh, I still
Wow.
love Gilbert.
Anyways, go ahead, Steve.
Nah, it's I can't.
lost my point.
I can't imagine being in that situation and being able to focus on the game.
No,
You know what I mean?
not at all.
Like that's some stuff. Like workplaces get shot up over that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like
literally,
people,
that just happened. I just
Whoa,
read an
Yeah,
article
we,
about
better,
that
we
today.
better be careful on that
yeah,
one.
people
Be
lose it.
careful.
Yeah,
you
well,
know.
that's
No,
your
it's true.
that's not just your
God, I
girlfriend.
mean-
That's your. Well, okay.
It's the
I'm
one.
not.
okay,
I'm not naming names like Dave because these are folks that I know. But yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
that stuff.
it's
that stuff
literally.
We're
happened
doing the
on-
off-air show, so who is it?
It's
I'll just say Celtics.
it's the one. It's one of those
And,
things where
yeah,
Makes a lot of sense.
Same situation.
if somebody
Paul Pierce?
says,
Is that why they hate Ray Allen so much?
No words.
Wow.
No
And
words
There
will-
you go.
No words will
That
continue.
makes a lot more sense
No
now.
words will continue to
Ray
be
Allen?
spoken.
Oh,
if
no.
somebody,
I
He might
said
be
nothing.
watching. He might
I
be
said-
watching.
I said nothing. There was nothing said.
Ray Allen, he said your name.
Ray Allen, I love you.
I
You
did
were a
not.
Sonic. You tore it
No.
up.
Thank
Jesus
you.
Shuttlesworth.
Yes, yes,
He was
yes.
signing your name
No, that did not happen.
under the camera.
I co-signed nothing at all.
But it does make their hatred of him make a lot more
Well,
sense.
look, I'm just saying that
We're about to get out of him.
that actually does happen.
Yeah.
That stuff does
Well,
happen.
sure, it
and
happens, but it tears up your team.
Yeah,
normally.
no. Well,
Right.
no.
Unless Tim Duncan is your team's leader.
Unless you had, like you said, unless
Wow.
you have somebody that's
And
there.
Tim Duncan wasn't taking
that-
anybody's wife.
that bit,
But if you
and then you go there.
What? I'm just saying he's a nice guy.
Right.
but
that's what
one of the
you
best
said.
players of all time. But
He
if,
should be a
but if
motivational
you see
Top
Brent
five.
Berry still on TV, talks about the Spurs fondly still,
That's crazy.
like no hate.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Maybe he didn't like his wife.
No.
I mean, that happens.
Clearly
though.
not enough.
That happens.
That's the only situation. I
He,
mean,
he
I'm
might
so-
have listen.
I'm
He
so through with
listen. He
all of
might have
you.
had 5 other women on the side, anyways. You know what I'm
Brent
saying?
Berry definitely did not. The white players, they
Man.
love their wives.
Wow,
Hey, he won a dunk contest.
you're a racist.
I just- wow.
The white players
The-
love their wives.
Listen, okay. Yeah, that stuff
Look.
doesn't usually happen as much in those households.
Oh,
those
listen.
usually,
You'd be
usually all right.
surprised.
It happens.
Nah, it's just
It happens.
treated differently. Like it's.
It's racist, man.
But
This show,
but-
this
Speaking
show
of
turned
generalities,
the unracist sports show. Wow.
I mean, think about this. That's one of the few things that could happen where, okay, if you read in the newspaper tomorrow, man, Steve shot somebody. What happened? Dude was messing with his wife. Everybody go, okay, legit. Like nobody's mad at me for shooting somebody for messing with my wife. Like
I'm just
that's how
sad
serious
I'm
that
just sad
is.
for your girls. That's
Yeah.
You know?
that's
I
all
mean,
we're worried
right.
about.
That's how,
Daddy's
exactly.
going to
You
jail.
ain't thinking about. You like, dude had it coming. Should have been messing with his wife. You know what I'm saying?
yes,
Like,
they
that's,
deserve to die.
That's what.
Oh, they burn in hell.
That's what. So how does this man that if
Steve's
Tim
trying to be
Duncan
serious, and you guys are just.
if Tim Duncan is that great of a leader, the dude should be out speaking motivational. He should be
He
having
could if
Tony
he
Robbins
wanted to.
size.
No one would
Like-
pay to see Steve.
He's swimming right
no
now.
one would pay to
so-
see Tim.
Please, you're crazy.
No,
You
what?
will pay to go see Tim.
No,
Tim
not,
Duncan,
not,
motivational
not
speaker. He held in San
motivational
Antonio.
speaker.
I,
Yeah.
He'll pack the Alamo Dome.
I just want to motivate you guys and tell you can do anything you
You
put your mind to.
Life coach or something. I don't know.
Hey,
lived in
everybody
Virgin
says behind
Islands.
the scenes that dude's hilarious.
Oh no,
Hey.
he's a funny guy. He's actually very funny, but like
He just didn't want the fame,
yeah, no.
and he's the one guy who didn't want the fame, consciously avoided it, took less money, took everything else. I mean, that guy is a leader on top of a leader.
But do you think maybe Spurs are expecting that same thing out of Kawhi?
Well, they
When
they
Kawhi
had,
Well,
doesn't want
you,
that.
you can't
they
expect
had it for
that.
a while. They had it for a while, and then basically they weren't able to continue to reload.
Yeah.
With Tim, they were able to continue to reload, and so constantly, and they kept drafting similar guys. Like Tony
Yeah.
was probably the flashiest of the bunch.
But I think
He married Eva Longoria. Like he was the only one that ever really like kind of was more of a celebrity. Like
Yeah.
man who
True.
no one really knew.
But I think a lot of their thing there too though is the league. Well, believe me, there's still plenty of dumb franchises out there. Shout out Sacramento Kings.
they
Grizzlies.
yeah.
Well, but the
Atlanta Hawks.
Grizzlies had a lot of injuries and stuff like that. Marc Gasol's still a great player.
And they paid someone way too much money.
But
Ooh.
what I'm saying is there's fewer and fewer stupid franchises.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, the
Mhm.
Knicks are still there. Sorry, Todd.
Gosh.
The Knicks are
Yeah.
dumb.
Oh.
That's true.
But there's fewer dumb franchises, but you don't have as many. There's a lot of people from like that Spurs type tree. Like
Yeah.
Sam Presti went to Oklahoma City,
Yep.
and then he spun off Hinkie. You know, you get like
Yeah.
Daryl Morey coming out of Boston, you know, from the Danny Ainge tree and stuff. So you have a lot of smart guys
Yep.
running teams, but those smart guys know how to find the type of players that the Spurs were the only ones looking for. Everyone else was trying to make
Yeah.
big free agent signings
Yep.
or sign super freak athletes that couldn't figure out basketball, but they figured they could like
Yeah.
teach him something.
We'll figure him out. He'll figure it
You
out
know,
in 2
Right,
to 3
right.
years.
people
No.
were super high drafting the
He
Stromile
just-
Swifts
Yeah.
of the world.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
I just talked.
He
to
was like
Stroh.
number 2, right?
I literally just talked to
Wasn't he-
Stroh.
wasn't he
Listen, he was a number 2 draft pick. He made a
Yeah.
ton of money, but he never put it all together. Is
Hey,
what I'm saying.
Stroh said he can still get up. I asked him.
I bet he could.
I asked him. No, I was like, Stroh, you still putting him down? He's like, you know, I can still get up
Yeah,
there.
dude, that
and I
means
was
he-
like, you
that
gotta,
means
I
he
was like, you gotta have the knee pep talk now. He's
Yep.
like, no, not the pep talk yet, but it's
Flat-footed
it ain't-
360
it
is
ain't
what
the
he's telling
same.
you.
It ain't
But
the same.
I'm not saying it to bash on it. But what I'm saying
Yeah.
is everybody was looking for those guys. Where the
Sure.
Spurs were at the end of the draft every year,
Every
never
year.
a high draft pick.
drafting the right guy.
Yeah.
And
Right.
the one guy that was even earlier in the draft was a trade because they traded George Hill, who seemed like he was going to be the guy for them,
Yep.
to get Kawhi Leonard. So it's like they were ahead of the curve on so many other teams, but now you have the Golden States, the Houstons, all these other teams. They don't have the intelligence advantage over all these other teams anymore.
Yeah.
And
no,
then the
that's
flip
true.
side is also like not every player is taking the LA money anymore.
Yeah.
So they're
Sorry, Quan.
you're
They
getting
will this summer.
you're getting it's not an evened out league. It's still a very top heavy, bottom heavy league.
Yep.
But they at the same time they don't have the advantages they used to enjoy.
Yeah.
So some
Yeah.
of that is, I mean, listen, Duncan was one of the, I don't know, 5 or 6 best players ever,
No, legit.
and,
He's
and
definitely
a Hall of
definitely
Fame leader
probably
on top of it.
the
Best-
best,
best-
four,
best power
the
forward.
best 4 of all time.
even though he
even
played
It
center half his
depends, even
career.
though he played he played a lot of
Yeah.
center, but that's neither here nor there. But what I'm saying is, he's one of the best players, best leaders, but the advantages they had couldn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah,
get
yeah.
to have teams like that, and plus you'll never have a player who gives up that much money. Again.
Well, and not just a player, but a collection of players.
Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
Manu,
but
Tony,
they did
both
it
coulda
because he
rolled.
did it.
Yeah, no,
They did it
exactly,
because Tim did it.
because Tim.
Everybody could get yelled at because Tim could get yelled
That's
at.
right. That's right. And that was the reason why the Spurs always worked, because it started from the top with them.
But I think Golden State might do the same type of thing. They just paid Steph a lot, but
But they're,
KD's talking about taking a pay cut to be
Yeah.
able to.
no, but he's getting his money this off. Their big hope is the fact that Clay is a little weird, and Clay just likes being Clay. And I think Clay likes the situation. He's the hope of actually keeping the team together at some
he
level.
is the glue, truthfully.
Yeah, and
Because
re-
if
and
he says he
realistically-
wants something, he's out.
Yeah, exactly. And realistically,
Yeah.
at a certain point, you're going to have to say goodbye to Draymond. Draymond's the crazy guy.
Yeah.
That'll probably happen at some point. That's just going to be a fact. But Clay is the one that could help them keep it going, because realistically, if you ever come down to a choice, it's KD and Steph,
Yeah.
and we love you, but come on,
Yeah.
And Clay could be a free agent after next season,
and
Yeah.
he'll stay.
so we'll see.
Yeah.
You know, if
Clay
that
likes
happens.
it there.
Well,
We'll see. I mean, you never know
Clay
what could
likes being
happen.
Clay.
You never know what could happen in a year. I mean, we didn't think a year ago today we'd be even talking about Kawhi like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Well, that was the craziest story. I mean,
yeah.
I
So
think,
you never know what
I
could
think
happen.
I think if they win again, I think Clay definitely is there, because now you're starting to talk about legacy.
Yeah.
And if they win 4 in 5,
he's going to the Hall of Fame regardless.
ooh, buddy, that's it. Doesn't
and you're
like,
not getting that anywhere else.
Yeah,
you know,
and-
you
and-
might get a little more
well,
money, but yeah,
exactly.
legacy is.
Plus-
you're getting like, it's not only so much the money, but it's also, in the end, if I go over here and I don't win anymore, I can keep winning over here, and now their money is so high where it's like I'm still getting $90 million.
Well, and let's face
Why
it.
am I crying? Am I really gonna cry
But-
over
but-
$90 million?
But let's
when I'm
face
at
it too.
120?
Real quick, let's face it too. If he goes somewhere else, Clay could get exposed.
Oh,
Well, and that- and that's- that's what I was
Clay's
gonna
a-
say, because
Clay's
remember-
a great shooter.
Yeah.
But he can't get his
He
own
can't
shot.
dribble.
Yeah, not consistent.
He can shoot for days, and
Not
if he stays
consistent.
there,
Great defender too.
if he stays there, they'll put him up there. I mean, he's already up there with Reggie Miller and Ray Allen,
Sure.
as far as the way they're talking about him. So if he goes somewhere else, he'll get more money,
Yep.
but he would definitely get exposed as a player. Staying there would solidify who he is as a player, make him look greater than he is as a player.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you go on your entire career and everyone's saying you're this.
Yeah.
And we never really got to see you as anything else.
Well, see,
And then you
This-
can't prove that he couldn't do
You
anything
could-
else.
you-
this
exactly.
is exactly. See,
Exactly.
this is my thing about
It's
Clay.
glossed over.
Yeah.
Where he is right now is a perfect position for him. He does not have to lead a team.
That's right.
At some point, yeah, the Splash Brothers, maybe he was second up. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Third, fourth, maybe even fifth.
He's third.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
he's
I mean,
definitely third.
so
Yeah.
so when you're
He's
looking,
not behind JaVale McGee.
but they started Iguodala at point though. Like, no, but like, but look, like, there's not been a point where he had that pressure where it's like, Clay, we need 6 points. You got to do it. He's never the guy looked at like that.
Yeah.
If they win, nobody's really looking at Clay unless he just had a great game.
Unless he's
Right,
scored
unless he had
30
a great
in
game.
a quarter.
If they lose, nobody is saying
It's
Clay's
Clay's
fault. Right. Why is Clay not holding the team together? You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's
So
right.
so the position he's in
It's
is
perfect.
He'll get credit when he does great.
Yep.
And if he doesn't,
He
well,
doesn't.
you know,
I
it's
mean,
just
and
Clay.
he's
You know
even
what I
been
mean? So-
exposed a little bit in the finals.
Yep.
Right.
He hasn't had great finals
But also
himself.
Truthfully.
look at his background. He comes from his dad was a #1 pick.
Yep.
Meh.
But so he grew up not needing anything.
Yeah.
But on top of that, his dad also learned it's one thing to go be the #1 pick and have the expectations on you, but it's another thing when you go to a place where you win rings.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the second thing is, at this point, Clay, when he's done, he stays in this role. Clay is going to be an all-time myth because Clay's heat checks are unreal.
Ridiculous.
When
Yeah.
Clay gets
Ridiculous.
hot, it's like
Yeah.
you can shut it all down. Clay had a 37-point quarter.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
I
just-
watched that and still can't believe it.
Yeah.
That was as hot as I've ever seen a human being get. Period. End of story. And Clay
And those were jumpers.
every
Oh yeah, he had some finger
He
rolls
did,
in there.
but I
He
mean,
had
it
some finger
wasn't-
rolls in there, but it was a lot of
most
tray
of those
balls.
were deep threes too.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a
Yeah.
Will Chamberlain just sitting under the basket dunking
Yeah.
the ball. You know
Like
what I'm saying?
Clay is heat checking from near half court.
And how much was George's? George was 36 or 35 with no
It-
3-point
yeah.
line.
Hey,
Man.
That's a bad
But
man.
you have to remember George was also the entire focal point of the offense, and George was going for those points.
listen,
Everything that Clay did wasn't
Was-
forced.
Yeah, it was easy. It
Yeah.
was an easy 37.
Listen, George Gervin is probably the most underrated superstar ever because people just didn't see him play like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll
Everybody
just
can
we'll,
dunk.
We'll never know.
Yeah.
Not
We'll never know.
everybody can
The
finger roll.
We'll never know because I mean, a lot of his best stuff there's just no footage of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's that the ABA, man, that hurts more than anything else
Ooh,
because
Durant
there's
just rolled
there's
neck.
so much out there that we'll never really
Yeah.
even know or understand. We didn't get to
That's
see-
why all the people when I tell them about like I don't get to have the full I only get to read the stories. I never get to have the full appreciation of Dr. J because I only ever got to
Yeah.
see NBA Dr. J. When I talk to people old enough who saw ABA Dr. J, they're like, "No, you don't understand. That's a religious experience type thing." Like
Wow.
ABA Dr. J is like, wow, two guys just rolled their
Yeah,
ankles.
he was still dope in the NBA, but yeah, he was definitely a little
But-
bit
but
older. He
ev-
wasn't. It wasn't like.
But everybody who
super
ever
prime
saw him
Dr.
was
J.
like, "You don't understand. You didn't see.
the doc.
You didn't
Yeah.
see New York Nets,
Yeah.
Dr. J. You
With-
didn't. You
with
didn't see the guy.
unkempt bush.
Yeah, every one of those, every player that played against him, everybody that watched him, everybody was just like, the guy was the whole league. That's the only
I mean,
reason they ever did like
How
they
you
even bought that league out. Yeah,
You
you
ear-
messed up there.
you earn a name like Doctor. I mean,
I'm glad I
you
got.
got to
this
be going to
deal,
work.
I think the button's broke.
bro. Nah, just I couldn't even reach it.
Oh no. Oh
Yeah.
Man,
Steve, give me the J.
Yeah, you
That
earned
was-
it.
definitely
that
did
was
that. He wanted the chain. He was
That
trying
was pretty
anything to get that
Man,
chain.
you really sold out for that one.
Oh, that
Listen,
was pretty
I think you guys like the chain because nobody passes the chain.
That was.
I just
you
forget I
guys
have it
just
on
don't
half
pass
the
a
time.
chain.
Yeah,
you
I'm-
forget you have it.
yeah.
Steve's looking at himself in the video like, I look pretty good with this chain.
Oh no, people always be like, "What is that chain?" Like whenever anybody comes on, I'm like, "Oh, it's Monique. You got to go back and
Take it off.
like watch a
Yeah.
lot of old episodes."
And going to the Warriors Spurs series, this series is going to be over. It's 2-0 now. This game's pretty much over. It's going to be 3-0.
Kevin Durant did just roll his ankle.
in a few minutes. Did he?
Yeah.
He'll be all right.
Who did
He'll sit out next game and still win.
So the next game is the next series is Portland Warriors.
Portland Warriors.
That's gonna.
Well, no, Portland.
Yeah. No, excuse me.
No,
Excuse
New
me.
Orleans.
New Orleans
The
Warriors.
winner of
Yeah.
New Orleans.
Sorry, New
Yeah.
Orleans Warriors.
Which,
Okay.
hey, for New Orleans to be able to sweep that series too, also,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
that's
telling you,
good for
that's-
them.
It helps.
That's
Like
good
when
for
you
them.
don't get stuck in those wars because the
Yeah.
playoffs
Yeah.
turn into wars, and it's like we know we're the better team, but we just gave 2 games away,
Right.
and that extends to
Yeah.
game 6, especially in the league where they like, oh, let's stretch it out 3 weeks, and it's like, dude, like that's what I do love about hockey. It's like old school.
It's
The
every other
NBA,
day.
the NBA
Yeah.
never was on this like, oh, we play twice a week.
Yeah.
Like it's like twice a week. The game isn't until
man.
Friday.
Right.
Yeah.
Not-
They
let's
played
get
on
this-
Sunday.
But at the
Let's get
same
this over
time,
with.
if both teams sweep, they do start the series a little bit earlier.
Do they?
Yeah, definitely. As opposed to if there's a game
slightly,
7.
It's slightly
it's gonna
earlier
be a
if there's-
couple
if
games,
there's a
couple
game 7.
days.
Okay.
It's a
But they
Okay.
both
two-
get the
it's
same
like
type
2
of
game
rest too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
like Golden State has all this rest to get healthy again.
True.
And New Orleans is beat up, and they play like, okay,
Well-
we just won a series, game 7.
Yeah.
Now we have to go play in 2 days
Yeah.
against the best team in the league.
Golden
So
State-
it'd be
Golden
really
State-
smart for New Orleans to just go ahead and like, yo, we
End
need
it.
to wipe this out
End it.
next
Don't-
game and be done.
Yeah.
Do not play. End it because you don't want to get in that game of because again, look, if they lose that game, they're not going to play for 4 days and they're going to be done.
And going back to the Cousins
Yeah, KD's
injury,
fine, by the way.
can you imagine?
Well, just
Can you imagine New Orleans with DeMarcus Cousins right now
Ugh.
playing like they're playing?
That
But-
would be
but-
a much
but
different series.
Hold on, I don't think they could be because as much as I love Cousins, I'm the number 1 Cousins defender. They play at the fastest pace in the league once they moved Anthony Davis to the 5. They're outrunning Houston, Golden State, everybody.
Wow.
Their whole team, as you have to wonder. I think their ceiling with Cousins is higher because Cousins is such a great player.
Sure.
But what Anthony Davis can do by himself makes more sense with him playing the 5 in this day and age.
Yeah.
As
no.
much as he doesn't want to
He
do it,
definitely pumped it up. He went up a couple notches when Cousins went out.
For sure.
yeah. Well, no, he's
yeah,
he's
it's-
unbelievable. I think I don't know that they're better equipped. I mean Portland, they'd be a bad matchup for Portland with Cousins, without Cousins, doesn't matter. As
Right,
long as
right.
Anthony Davis is walking, they're a bad matchup for, especially now that Mirotic is out there, because all they do with Mirotic is they make him Nurkic like run through picks because they don't put Nurkic on Anthony Davis. So it's tough to say.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep. The other series we have in the East, we talked about a little bit. Washington is not doing well
No.
at all. They
No.
don't look good. The team doesn't look like they want to keep moving on. And you have a Raptors team that finally won a game 1, and they look like they're having fun together. I mean, so you kind of see the difference between those two teams.
That was clearly more of a weight than I thought it was on them.
Yeah,
Like you could see after game 1, like game 2, they were loose.
very.
Boy, if we would have won that game,
Oh, then they get real tight. Then
Oh.
it becomes even more of a thing. But
that's
you
when I
can see
start saying that
afterwards.
5
And,
again.
and so game 3 is tomorrow, right?
yeah, we play tomorrow.
Game 3 tomorrow.
Look, the Wizards got to win. They
And they're
have
going
to,
home. You know what I'm
they-
saying?
They have to win. They have to figure it out. If they win, the series at least becomes a conversation. One, you didn't get swept. One, you didn't put yourself in a position where, again, the NBA, once you go down 3-0, that's it. It's not hockey. It's not
Yeah,
a
okay,
race
you
to
can't go
4
back
in the
to that.
NBA. In the NBA, things will happen
Yeah.
to not allow you to come back.
Not many teams have come back down 3-0.
No,
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 never.
no
I
team
mean,
has ever come back.
You'd have to have your
3-1 is only
you'd
like
have to
5.
have your best player
yeah.
get hurt.
3-1 is
That's-
only like 5 teams ever.
There's never been a 3-0
no,
comeback?
never in the NBA.
Basically, Anthony Davis would have to get hurt for that to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean as far
Not that
as
I would
for
ever
the-
wish that.
you-
Please
no,
Right,
don't
no,
don't
yeah,
let that
yeah,
happen.
No,
But
I know what
as
you're saying.
far
then
as
Portland would come back down 3-0.
Yeah.
yeah, and but
Right.
even then, it's like
Still
Man,
tough.
I hope they figure this thing out for one game.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing.
Like,
You
don't
got,
put yourself in that
It's like,
position.
look, we can lose 3 games before we have to have this figured out. But yeah, it's still
Don't put
it's still
yourself
very
in
tough.
game 7.
Of course, yeah, you don't want.
I would cry.
Right, I mean, even coming back from the a 3-1 is super.
Yeah,
it's very rare, very hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's when it happens, it's
The Cavs
legendary,
are the only team to ever do it in the finals.
yeah.
And then I'm trying to think how many other times it's actually happened. It's only happened in the NBA like 5 times. Like hockey, that mess happens every year.
Yeah.
Every year.
Hockey,
It's
that's why I
not-
heard people talking some pure nonsense where they're like, people are telling me they want to go to the game on Thursday, so they don't want them to close down LA. I'm like, you are an idiot.
Don't wish
Don't
that.
let don't Jonathan Quick get loose like that.
Don't wish that
I
on yourself.
I want them
not
to
in a
close
close
it out
series.
in LA. I do not want to see them again.
Yeah.
Not
Just finish
not
it,
not in a close series because hockey all it takes is one fight. All it takes is one fight.
One fight.
One
no,
fight.
All it takes is one game of your goalie getting super hot.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that too.
Quick was hot enough.
Yeah, if your goalie stands on his head and he starts to get in your head. Again, all right. So I'm talking to you again about hockey. So all right. So in the playoffs, there's sometimes when goalies just get to the point where they go Super Saiyan, won't let anything in.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so it's
They're gonna have their hockey show after.
oh my goodness.
The
Hating
Black
on the
Ice
hockey.
Hockey Show.
I
Hating
ain't
on
none
the
of hockey. We're just we got to move segments.
Go ahead. What else you got, Quan?
NFL. We're gonna
we do have to
quick
talk
look
about
at the
NFL
schedule. We're not
too.
going to talk about it as much as we thought, but NFL segment's brought to you by Steve's Nibs. So hold those up, Steve. I know you still got them. Hold them up for the fans in the camera.
All right,
there you go.
Undress
go.
He
those
times
nibs.
it out perfectly for the show.
Undress those nibs.
Never leaves with a nib.
Steve's Nibs. Undress those nibs. So the schedule came out tonight. I didn't really get a good chance to look at it, but Philly's playing the Falcons to open up the season
I did see that.
on September 6th. And then
Why do people make a big deal about this? You already know who everybody's playing. It's not like it's this big reveal.
Well, no. But we don't know when. You don't know how. What the reason that I don't necessarily get super excited, but it is good to know kind of when you see how they arrange your schedule.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh crap, we got those 3 straight games.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a tough part of the season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or that's gonna be a real bad month if we can get through. I always start, when you start saying, well, we can beat them.
Right.
Shoot, if we get hot, then we can beat that game. You know what I mean? So
Right,
it's. I
right.
mean, it's. Dave, you just suck.
And you see some of those out of division games that you might not know about.
Yeah.
And like you said, the matchups. Some teams have an easier road.
Yep.
If you weren't good last year, you're probably gonna have an easier schedule to be better this year. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Everybody thought the Jacksonville was gonna be trash, and everybody was like, "Oh, that's a W." And
Yeah.
then it wasn't. This year was
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
It
That's
was
the
a
NFL
horrible
for
year
you.
this year.
Yeah.
Oh, the Patriots just everyone looks so bad.
I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
this
It's,
last
I
season was
can't be
crazy.
excited for the April schedule release of a league that starts in September. I
Yeah.
just can't. You know how excited Jesse Spano was on the caffeine pills? I'm like the exact opposite of that right now.
I'm so done with you.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited. I'm so excited. I'm so scared.
Take that, put it the opposite. That's me right now. I don't care about the NFL schedule.
And since Dave doesn't care, none of us need to care.
That's right.
Oh,
Isn't that how it works?
no.
Oh,
I didn't
that's
get
right.
a-
It's the exact opposite of that.
I didn't get a chance to look at our schedule, but I have to get to a game this year. I haven't gone to a game in a little bit.
And I'm going to a game November 1st
Oh.
in San Fran Clara.
Same
49ers
Oakland
versus the Oakland Raiders of Las Vegas.
And as I called out earlier today, Quan will be cheering for whichever team has the better record because he's like that.
I'll have my Jimmy G
Oh, no.
jersey on and my car jersey underneath. It's
Wait,
all right.
that's November
Yeah,
1st?
just in case.
November
Yes.
1st.
Oh yeah, that Jimmy G allure will be gone by
Yeah.
then.
No
That
way.
car
It will
jersey will be out.
That
He'll be wearing his
stop
Gruden
it.
visor by
car,
that point.
That car has left the garage.
All right. All right, Alex Smith. All right, Alex Smith over
Hey,
there.
look
You
here.
need to worry about
Look
your
here.
squad
Look
winning
here.
more than
my
4
team,
games.
My team is trash.
Alex,
I'm
listen,
all
Alex
right.
Smith doesn't lose you a game.
He does not lose games for you.
He doesn't win
He
games
might
for you
not
either.
win. He might not win it. But
But
he ain't gonna lose it.
He's right down the middle every time.
Hey,
Hey.
but that was a right down the middle, a Pro Bowler last year. So
And then Steve's LA Rams.
Ugh.
That's right.
That just
You-
sounds weird.
You've decided to come back.
You can't. No,
Yeah.
You can't.
You're
I don't think he did.
He
I
did.
did. He
He
did.
did.
We
He
did
did.
on the
He did
show.
on air. He did
It
on air.
sounded, I know I was here, but it sounded real
It
questionable.
was definitely there was definitely some trepidation in his voice, but he did. He did say
Look,
he was
man,
coming home.
You know, my kids like to ride roller coasters. I hate roller coasters. I get on them because they love them. I ain't got to enjoy it, but I take the ride. That's
That was
pretty much how I feel about
wondering
it.
where he was going with that.
No, that was his best analogy.
no,
in
he
a
landed
mess.
that play.
That one was good.
He
That's
landed
how I
it.
feel
He
about
was-
the Rams.
Oh, he was Sully on the water with that one, man. He landed that
That
bird.
was good. That one was good. Hey, did you just say Sully on the water?
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm so through.
There's a new superhero
There's a
pilot.
new-
Oh my
Yeah,
God, she's a
is.
female. Good
Oh,
job.
man.
She is.
She is.
she-
No, I was.
She's a
Hey.
female.
I was surprised that I didn't know. I didn't know.
She's
Hey.
a female.
Hey,
You didn't
well,
know there were female pilots?
You didn't know there was female
Sexist,
she's?
man.
I-
Misogynist.
He said
Female
she
cheese.
Hey,
is a
hey,
female.
Look, there are some
could've
she's
said-
that are.
Here we go. Here we
See,
Hey.
Man,
see
this
how
is
that goes.
way off
Yeah,
course.
see how that
way
goes.
off course.
I landed that play. Don't you?
There's a
worry.
few Jenners out there.
Oh, no.
All right, next up.
Oh, this is going to hurt.
This is a Bad Rap sponsored by Bad Rappers.
Oh, my Lord.
And we're not playing the
Sponsored
song.
by the Migos.
Thank God.
We're not playing the song.
I got scared.
But we are going to read the lyrics. This song is called Cartier by Cardi B, featuring 21 Savage. It's off her new album that we're not going
Wow.
to promote.
Two of the greats.
Two of the all-time greats, Cardi B and 21 Savage.
John did that commercial like while he was still hurt. I just want you to know. Oh.
Yeah, that
Was-
seems appropriate.
He really hurt. Out filming commercials.
I mean, Steph Curry's out there doing videos with Bizzle, and he's been hurt, but
Yeah.
hey, dancing
Yeah, but
around at his birthday party.
His team's up 3-0.
Yeah, true. I turned it back on for you. All right, so we're gonna read this. This is our segment we call Bad Rap, where we read something
You
that
sure we could, I wish we could play
edit,
it,
We edit.
but I'm just saying I wish we could play it so we could see if
We're-
anybody could
okay.
actually decipher the lyrics
We'll play it first.
for either.
Wanna party with a savage, 21. Saint Laurent savage in the Aston, yeah. High end cars and fashion, 21. I don't eat.
I just don't want to take it off YouTube.
Well, all
because we're
I
playing
know
that.
is
So,
his part is way easier to hers is unintelligible.
all right, but we're gonna read his part, right here on Bad Rap. So, this segment is just like stuff we don't understand, or just like this is what our kids are listening to today, and we pick a song, we pick a verse, and we read it to you guys. You guys ready? I'm gonna read it this week.
Tragic.
I'm gonna read it this week. I don't know what's going on with TV. You messed me up. All right. There you go, Dave.
Oh, I steamed it.
You pulled
I
the
steamed
steam.
it.
You pulled a nib.
Oh
You
man.
pulled a nib. All right.
Happens to the best of
It's
us.
21 Savage's verse on Cartier. I mean,
Cartier.
Bartier.
Cartier.
Barty. Something. Cartier, Barty, Bart Simpson,
Cardi Bar.
Barnes and Noble.
Cardi B. Your itch want to party with the savage. Josh, do you have the lyrics? I want you to do the ad libs. Oh, you can't do
Oh,
it.
I
You're on there.
can't.
Okay.
Oh no, I have the lyrics.
I want Dave to do the ad libs.
I just.
I'll do the ad
ad-libs are in the
because that is the worst part of rap to me right now.
The on God had me.
Okay,
weak.
let's get to that. I know
So
you love
funny.
spoiling everything.
So
All right, I'm
let's-
ready. I'm ready. I got
Okay.
it pulled up. I'm
so
ready.
Funny.
All
Start from the top,
All right.
and I'll say it as white like I am as I can.
As Dave as possible.
All right, let's
as
go,
Dave
guys.
as possible.
I know you guys want to keep this segment going for 25 more minutes, but
No.
or
Oh,
21
my
savages.
21
That's
savage.
savage. I had a girl say that in my car.
Oh.
Lyft rider.
Did you kick her out?
Yeah.
No,
Your
he did.
okay, here we go. I'm gonna mute your guys' mics out because you can't play fair. All right, your itch want to party with the savage.
21.
Saint Laurent Savage in an Aston.
Yeah.
High-end cars and fashion.
21.
Don't eat pee. I'm fasting.
On God.
I'm a blood. My brother crippin'. Itch. I'm dripping.
Soup, soup.
Ho, you tripping. Told the waitress I ain't tipping. I like hot sauce with my chicken.
On God.
I pulled the rubber off
Yeah.
and I
Oops.
put hot sauce on her.
Oops.
21.
21. 21.
I'm in a Bentley truck. She keep on sucking like it's tinted.
21.
That's she's
All
got-
these
she's getting-
VVS.
She's getting after it. Y'all didn't get that one, but I did.
I got it.
I got
Can
it.
you guys shut up? I'm reading.
That's funny.
All these VVs.
It's
Ninja.
VVS. That's diamond.
VVS. All these. My bad. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't work
Okay,
in a watch
Dave.
shop.
Okay.
You're a rapper, Dave. He acts like he's not a rapper. All these VVS Ninja. My
You could say sperm.
sperm worth millions.
On God.
This itch so bad I popped a molly before I hit it.
21.
21.
21.
A lot of 21s in there.
Wow. And that is Bad Rap. Brought to you by Bad Rappers.
Oh.
I feel like I should just start saying either 21 or on God after I say anything.
Every day.
Yeah, just
We'll have a key on here next week.
on
The-
God.
Oh, Lord.
On God.
Oh, Lord,
God.
no.
That
On
that
God.
on God
Sorry.
had me weak when I read
On
that
God.
earlier. I was like, he's like, I don't eat on God. I was like,
On God.
Really?
I'm fasting.
25 in a Bentley truck, she keep on
But the
sucking.
beat goes. That's the worst
No,
part.
it doesn't. It's the same beat. The same
I
beat as
know,
her other
I
song.
know. Doo-doo.
Same exact beat.
Yeah. Wow.
It's terrible.
On
So
God.
bad.
So if you guys have a bad rap you want us to read, hit us up, music@gorillacross.com.
If
On
you
God.
have a tinted
This is
car
bad.
that you want to
It's bad.
visit,
And
Got
our,
that Bentley truck with the window tinted, baby.
right?
21.
and our next segment to end the show.
You unfriended me.
All right. It's called Unfriended. We give who we unfriend for the week, who we just don't like, that's off our friends list. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to start with Steve. Who you unfriending this week, Steve?
It was a tough one, but it's Kawhi Leonard.
Ooh.
Wow.
Spicy.
Yeah. The coach.
We got 5 minutes, Steve.
Coach has obviously been dealing with something with his wife for a long time. Now I'm almost on the Kawhi side of this, where you know what, a lot of players come back from injury, team doctors clear them, and they never fully heal from that injury.
Isaiah Thomas.
So I can respect
Great
Kawhi
Hill.
Leonard getting his own doctors and saying, you know what, I'm not playing till I'm ready to play. I can respect that.
On God.
However, when your coach is basically coaching like the great coach he is, all while his wife is literally like dying, right? And you kind of pull this antic like this season. I don't know, man. That to me, I know the Spurs team is tight. That's not a team that where all the players don't know each other. They hang out. They go eat pizza together, watch movies, whatever. They know the coach. They know the family. I'm pretty sure Kawhi Leonard has eaten in Pop's house,
Oh,
or
no,
at
for
least,
sure.
you know what I mean?
For sure.
Like
he's
I
had some of his wine. all those
you know what
things.
I'm saying? So for all this to go down and for it to prolong as long as it has with a coach that on the surface, most people didn't even know this whole thing was going on with his wife, to where she's just recently passed away. Yeah, Kawhi, that's not cool, man. So you get done for it. It's either that or Lance Stevenson for his goofiness.
Okay,
but
don't
whatever.
pick two. Don't pick two. All right, Josh, who you got?
Man, I have like 3, but I won't. Because we haven't done Unfriended in weeks, and I kept being ready for you. I had some from the
We
Masters.
didn't do it last week?
We didn't do it for like the last 2 weeks.
No.
Promise. Promise. Since
21.
the Masters.
Yeah.
21.
On God.
On God.
Oh, God.
You did the wrong ad lib there, Dave.
Oh, God.
That was a mistake.
No,
It was.
hey, 21 worked. But mine is actually I think it's either DeAndre or Deontay Francois, the soon to be starting QB for Florida State
Okay.
University.
Oh, yeah,
Seminoles.
that's a bad one.
I didn't hear
uh,
about this.
He actually had police, Tallahassee police, ran in his dorm room because he thought he was Tony Montana.
Oh,
And
gosh.
they had actually gone through his trash for about 3 weeks, and they ran up in his house, didn't find any weed. They only found an ounce or an O for those on the street.
21.
Oh God, and then he blamed it on his girlfriend
Oh,
and
There's
said-
where the unfriend comes in.
and said
Wow.
I haven't smoked since December.
Wow.
That I was like, oh, I've
Man.
got it, and I put it in my phone. Was like, yep. I wrote it down. Was like, that's
Wow.
perfect. I got him. got one. So that's who I'm unfriending. Because he actually
Still better than Jameis.
He's actually yeah. That's Jameis had a lot. He had a lot at Florida State.
Yeah, but it's all. Yeah.
Ooh, he
Now
had a
you
lot.
snitching on
it's
your
all
girl,
real.
though.
No, he had a lot. He stood up on tables, and I won't say what he said. He
yeah.
stole crab legs.
Wow.
I didn't know I couldn't.
And,
I didn't know I couldn't.
all
do
the
that.
other stuff that he definitely did.
Oh,
definitely did it.
You
All right.
unfriended me.
All right, Dave. Who you unfriending this week?
Kings fans, all of you wish I had Laker tickets garbage. Stop it.
Oh my
You don't care that much. You really don't. You live in LA. You were spoiled by all your Lakers championship parades. You even got Kings championship parades. Not that any of you actually cared that much. You're all fake. I'll say it forever.
I'll say it forever.
So any one of you, if I had any Kings fans friends, which I don't because nobody has Kings fans friends. The only way you have a Kings fan friend is if you, are they like married to a player or related to a player?
No.
Married to
They've
a
actually
player?
These folks actually have had season tickets since '92. They said
Would they trade him for Laker tickets?
they have those too.
Well, then they don't have to worry about it. They
Boom
live in that high life.
shakalaka.
They live
Boom
in that high life.
shakalaka. He's on fire.
Well, I slipped up on that one.
There are some.
Slipped up on that one.
There are some.
Wow.
That's just money to burn.
Yeah.
I mean,
But they'd give up their Kings fan. They'd give up their Kings tickets first.
If they
Came down to it.
If they had a choice.
If it was that Sophie's Choice moment, guess what? Those King tickets go.
Sophie's choice.
You can only have one.
So Kings
season
fans,
ticket.
you're trash. You always
Wow.
have been trash. You always will be trash. Jonathan Quick, you're great. Drew Doughty, you suck.
Good job, Drew Doughty. Nice.
I'd say
What's-
Kopitar, I hate you.
Thank you, Kopitar.
Oh,
You
God.
know, you got a bunch of garbage players. You got
Kopitar's
beat by an
good.
expansion team all season
Oh God.
and in the playoffs.
Hey,
On God,
4-0.
21.
21.
Couldn't win
So-
one game. I mean,
so, yeah,
I feel
guess
you.
what?
I feel you.
Guess what? You only gave up 7 goals, but you only scored 3.
3.
So
To an
enough of your
expansion
garbage.
team.
Enough
Yep.
of your garbage.
All right.
You unfriended me.
And mine to close out this show. I'm actually kind of doing one for Todd, but I feel the same way a little bit. James Dolan, don't in April announce that I'll be surprised if Porzingis is out all year.
What if he's right?
But you don't announce that in April before tickets go on sale. You don't announce that.
He wants you to put that ticket money on his blues band,
Hey,
man.
you know what? No,
Listen,
look,
it's just really bad to do that. You're in a coaching search. You just don't do that to the coach
Yeah.
that might
you don't
want to come in.
You definitely know
There
the
you
go.
coaching search.
Exactly.
There-
So
yeah.
you need to kind of pick and choose when you do things, James Dolan. You're known as the worst owner in the NBA for a reason. You don't care about your team. You don't care about a team that really needs to be good for the NBA, even though it's not going to be good for a long time. Who knows when they're going to be in the playoffs again. Porzingis is
It ain't
out.
next year.
He's been out for a while. You know, he had surgery in what? That was before the All-Star game too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like that was
He was
January.
also-
I feel like that was January.
So he's going to be back before the end of next season. I don't even know why the owner, unless there's been a setback
or
that we don't know about.
or unless it was, or sometimes those ACLs are worse than others, and so I mean, if it was
Plus,
one
he's
of those bad
7'4".
ones, yeah. But I mean, not all year.
And that's what I'm saying. You don't
Not
announce
all
that
year.
as an owner.
Not all year.
You have, like, hopefully he'll be back. Like, be a little more optimistic.
Yeah.
Could he be trying to play?
Maybe you tank it
get
up.
get the number 1 pick, because they are in play.
Yeah.
They're in play for.
Oh,
it.
without Porzingis, they are definitely in play.
Well, no. I mean,
Talk
this
about
year.
this year.
I'm saying right now.
Talk about this year.
I'm saying right now they're in play. They're
I
what?
think, like,
They're not high
they're
enough.
like 5.
But
They're probably like
I didn't
five.
But
think so,
honestly,
five,
that's
but
one
yeah.
of the reasons why Hornacek got fired was because he won too many games down the stretch.
Fool.
No,
we're
and,
not
and,
trying.
and they announced that there was an article out there that said that there was a few owners that were mad at their head coaches
That was
for
definitely.
I
winning
did
too
see
many
that.
games, and
I
that was
did see
probably
that. I did see
that was probably them. So
fools. You
Listen,
are.
once Porzingis went down, you might as well have lost every game.
yeah.
If somebody's
Yeah.
playing good, get him out.
Yeah.
Get him out.
Well, y'all, I want to thank everybody for watching and tuning in and listening live online. We are here every Tuesday and Thursday. Check your times in your local listings.
Most time.
Most time.
Most weeks.
most weeks at different times. Next week on Thursday will be an afternoon show because of Infinity Wars. But follow us at Guerilla Cross everywhere. Download the Guerilla Cross app. Don't spit on my microphones.
Sorry.
And, download the app. We got a lot of music on there. We got music news. There's a new video from Bizzle featuring Steph Curry on that video. So make sure you go check that out right now. And follow us on all social media, once again, at Guerilla Cross. Subscribe to our podcast. And please share, spread the word if you like the show. If you think we're funny, if you don't think we're funny, if you don't think we know about sports, still share it. Make fun of us. You know what I'm saying? We want to hear from you. And I want to thank you guys for coming in late night. You know what I'm saying? Prime time. Josh came in. You're a soldier, man. You come in when your favorite team's playing. And I move the schedule around when my favorite team's playing. But, oh, God.
Oh, God.
See you guys next week.